Hello and welcome for everybody tuning in on YouTube alongside those that have already joined and continue to join on TikTok. I appreciate you for being here today. Welcome into the 339th episode of the Dean Withers Show. Now, if you're new, you've never been here before, let me tell you what we do. We go over the breaking news. We stay up to date with what's going on in the world, and we debate Trump's supporters. We try to change their mind to get them from the clearly the wrong side of history to the anti-Trump side of history, because I think that Trump is the worst president of your life, my life, and the lives of everyone else watching the stream, which also gives you a unique ability to either change your own mind if you're in the audience and you're right-leaning, or to learn more about why Trump is so bad if you happen to be left-leaning. Now, we also like to go through the breaking news. Today's breaking news just is not too breaking. It's kind of going over everything that we streamed last night to do the State of the Union. Not only was it boring, I'm not going to lie, I almost fell asleep in my chair. I've been pretty deprived on sleep now for the last 48 hours, and I almost took a really good nap last night on stream. But we also saw intermittent crash outs where Trump seemed to lose it during his own speech. The big part that really stuck for me were the lies. He just hurled lie after lie after lie after lie. And the first one that comes to mind that has really been like dragging on me for the last, I don't know, what is it now? 12 hours overnight would be his lie about the food stamps. One thing that he said that really stuck out to me was he boasted and gloated about pulling 2.4 million people off of food stamps in the last calendar year, when in all reality, 2.4 million people have been pulled off of food stamps, but not because they've been able to better themselves and expand their own income, meaning that they're no longer eligible for food stamps, but rather because so many people have lost coverage because of the cuts to the USDA and food stamps made by the big, beautiful bill. And that really pissed me off. He wanted to position himself and his economic policy as if he was this savant doing what is in the best interest of the American people, when in all reality, what he was discussing was actually a loss and a failure of his administration, because the big beautiful bill once again defunded food stamps by $156 billion, and we're expecting 3 million people to lose coverage because of it. Now, we're going to go ahead and hop into the debates. We in fact, already have our very first Trump supporter loaded up of the day. Their name's Carrie, so I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic off to them. One thing that I maybe want to apologize for in advance is likely going to be my attitude. I feel like at multiple points throughout the stream today, I'll likely get a little bit more angry than I typically would, and that's because I'm really running on fumes right now. I'm very tired. The last 2 nights I've been really struggling to get a good night of rest, and I'm sure that we'll kind of see the reciprocal consequences caused by that. But go ahead and take it away. Tell us why you support Trump.
Hello. Yeah. So, no, it's fine. You're generally pretty mild personality to get along with, but I know it's going to sound hypocritical because I don't agree with a lot of things that Trump does as a Christian. But in general, Republicans and Trump have pushed against what I believe is kind of like a culture war on pushing gender identity. And that, as a Christian, is a big thing for me.
Okay, so first and foremost, yes, for those that missed it, before we started the live stream, he told us that the reason why he supports Trump is because he's a good Christian. And now he's telling us, well, his good Christian beliefs are leading him to the conclusion that he should support Trump because Trump is a Christian as well. First and foremost, I just want to let you know how thematically contradictory that is. I mean, we've never seen a least Christian president. I mean, he's terrible. Not only is he not a Christian person, he has cheated on his wife, on all 3 of his wives. He's been held civilly liable for raping a woman. He's boasted about sexually exploiting women and girls, best friends with Epstein, knowing what Epstein was doing. And as of yesterday, we learned that he illegally hid files accusing him of child rape, on top of about a billion other things too, but we don't need to get into that right now. Okay. His policy is also anti-Christian. In Matthew, it says, give to the poor, give to those that are more needy. Trump says, let's take from the poor to give to the top 1%. Jesus says, be inviting of all. Trump says, if you're Muslim, I'm going to try to find a way to prevent you from entering our country at all. Leviticus 19 says to treat the foreigners that reside among you in your land identically to the ways that you treat the native born. Trump says, if you're a foreigner in this land, not only are we not going to treat you fairly, we're actually going to infringe on your constitutional rights after demonizing you by calling you a pedophile gang member, so we can then illegally deport you to Secot in El Salvador, where you will literally be beaten and tortured. You're muffled. We can't hear you. Please fix your mic. You're muffled. We can't hear you. We
Christianity.
still can't hear you.
Still? How about now?
Now we can. Go ahead. Why can't I pin my
Okay.
message on
Yeah,
my YouTube?
there's definitely like things that contradict Christianity, but as I mentioned, like my big issue, I guess I would be like a single issue voter. I know that's stupid, but I was a single issue voter on that. I don't know how it's manifested legislatively too much, but I know that he's definitely at least spoken about it. We're familiar with his rants about,
What
you
is he
know,
outspoken about?
as as he's as he quotes it, men and women's sports, for example. Also, getting making the Department of Defense get rid of pronouns and those kind of things. And the reason you might
The
ask, why
the
do I
DoD
care?
didn't get rid of pronouns. They got rid of people.
Yeah, but they also forced them to stop using pronouns. I think also,
You're
I
not a
work at a
Christian.
medical.
Stop calling yourself one.
Um, well, I mean that's for me. I guess that's like a personal thing.
No, 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 no.
But
It's a Bible thing. I mean, you should be ashamed of yourself calling yourself Christian, acting like this. Like, it's insane to me that you're going to sit here and tell me that because Donald Trump prevented 16 trans women from competing inside of the NCAA, okay, then you're going to turn around and support an attack on Christianity and an attack on the human rights of millions, regardless if they're the undocumented immigrants that we just went over, the citizens that have been murdered and then had their murder defended by Trump, or the women and girls or members of marginalized communities that aren't just being prosecuted in America because of Trump, but across the world. I mean, it's sick. I just think that this is so contradictory to Christianity.
Well, does context help? Like, for example, like, as a Christian man, I'm trying to overcome like temptation, and then seeing all these cute femboys run around, it's really
He's a
hard.
troll.
I love
He's
you,
a
Dean.
troll.
I really love you.
He's a troll. He was wow. I mean, he really got me. He didn't sound like a troll for the first good bit. Let's go ahead and get that next guest loaded up into the box, folks. Only join inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. Jessica, thank you so much for the well diving. My apologies, folks. I'm usually really good at fielding the trolls. I usually always know. Okay, in like 99.9% of scenarios, but that was actually the 0.01% of cases where I just was completely oblivious. Let's go and move on to the next guest. Follow the rules or get banned, please, and thank you. This person's name is Dean the Dork. What a name! What a name! And N, thank you so much for the galaxy over on TikTok. I appreciate you so much. Welcome in, and you're banned because you left. Moving on to the next guest. Follow the rules, please, and thank you. Somebody over on YouTube says he did that on Parker's Live. I believe it. I believe it. For everybody hanging out with us on TikTok, make sure that we're double tapping away on that phone screen, sharing out this live with a handful of friends. Y'all already know it. Why can't I pin my own messages on YouTube? That's really strange. All right, moving on to the next guest right now, guys. That person didn't load in, so we got Daniel loading up in here. Eric on TikTok says, fuck Donald Trump. I could not agree with you more, Eric. All right, we got the next guest loaded in right now. Welcome into You Sport Trump. Daniel, you have exactly 3 seconds before I kick you. All right, goodbye, Daniel. Moving on to Fran Wilson. Fran Wilson. Okay. I'm gonna have to ban you for breaking likely the third rule. Moving on to Mr. Claw. Here we go. All right, we got the next guest loaded up in here. Melly, thank you for the future encounter. Much love to you as well, by the way. But make sure that you're following our rules, or this is what happens, or we go the 2 to 3 hours without any debates. Dean the Dork. What a name. How old are you?
I'm 19.
What year were you born in?
2006.
Okay, for those that can't see it on YouTube, this guy's profile picture is an AI photo of me and Parker kissing. And then his name is Dean the Dork. Sir, why do you have a picture that is AI generated of 2 men kissing on your camera roll? Take your time. Think about, well, he left. We'll never know. He left. Okay. All right. I guess we shut him down pretty quickly. I mean, I just asked the hard pressing questions, and I guess he froze and couldn't take it. Let's go to move on to the next guest. Here we go, guys. Here we go. We got Liam loading up in. We got Jackson loading up in. I was telling y'all, like I'm a little sleep deprived. I may not be on top of my game today. Okay, no worries. I may not be on top of my game today. But truly, I don't think that I need to be on top of my game in order to, shoot down these Trump supporters. Truly, I don't think I need to be on top of my game at all. Here's a quick reminder for everyone that's watching. In order to join the queue, you have to be an American citizen. You got to be 18 plus, and you have to be a Trump supporter. If that's not you, you will be banned. So I would really appreciate it if you could try your very best to follow the rules. I will also be intermittently taking a look at the guest requests, and if I identify anybody in the guest request that is not clearly an American adult that supports Trump or has liberal reposts, things of that nature, I will go ahead and have to ban you too. Let's go ahead and move on to Sarah G. In fact, I'd really appreciate it if somebody over on the YouTube chat could copy and paste the message I'm sending right now. It just says my Venmo and PayPal. I don't know why YouTube's glitching out. It won't let me pin my own message, so I'm going to pin somebody else's message for the day. They left. All right, I'm going to go ahead and have to ban you because you weren't ready to debate. Let's go to get airplane, and that's over on YouTube, not on TikTok. We're going to go to get that next guest airplane loading up into the box. Hi, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Hey, yes I do.
Okay, how old are you?
I am 20,
Okay.
born
What
in
year?
2006.
2006. What month?
What month? Oh, January. Last month.
Born in January. Very nice. So tell us, how the hell do you support the worst president of your life, Mr. Trump?
So I'll go first of all. How's your day going? I support him because I like what he's been doing recently with all the border protection and doing like protection with the border and deporting all of the illegal aliens.
The aliens. I think that we have a real big problem in this country of bigotry, xenophobia, racism, a mixture of all three. I mean, listen, just because Donald Trump will stand on the podium and tell you that undocumented immigrants are super violent gang members here to commit crimes and destroy the country doesn't make it true. Let's go ahead and give these people their human dignity. Let's not call them illegal aliens.
Well, yes, I do agree with you. But they
Also,
are coming
I'm
in this
sorry.
country.
Now, what are your pronouns?
What are my pronouns?
Yes.
He, him.
Okay. All right. You sound okay. I need to ask you another question. You said you're 20. Do you work? Do you go to school?
I'm doing college,
Okay. How many credit hours per semester?
bro.
Yeah, he's a minor. Guys, I thought that they were a she, her. I appreciate you so much for giving me a call out in that chat. That was clearly a very small child. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box right now. Only hop inside of that queue if you happen to be MAGA. Yeah, there's like nobody typing over on that YouTube stream. Like no one at all. All right, let's go to get that next guest loaded up in here. Y'all make sure that you follow our rules if you happen to be inside of that queue, please and thank you. We're just looking for American adults that are following the rules. If you break the rules, you will be banned. If you break the rules, you will be banned. We're going to go to get that next guest loaded up into the queue right now. Hopefully, we will be getting a raid from Parker here momentarily. For the time being, though, let's go to get that next guest pressed and connected. All right, here we go. What's up, Hamster and Braylon? Can one of you guys copy and paste this message that I'm about to send in the chat? I can't pin my own message, so I'm going to pin someone else's. I don't know why. YouTube is glitching out. That's only over on YouTube. Moving on to the next guest, Ellie. Okay, Ellie's not loading in. I don't know. Why is it so hard to find a Trump supporter today? Did all of the Trump supporters, just lose it yesterday? After they saw Donald Trump give the most boring crash out speech ever of a generation. He lost it. All the Trump supporters are no longer Trump supporters. The base is empty. Everyone's a Democrat now, apparently. Guys, we're seriously still looking for a Trump supporter, folks. Welcome in, Matt. Do you support Trump?
Yes, sir.
What year are you born in?
2004.
And how old are you?
21.
Okay. So why do you support the worst president of your life?
I don't know. I just support him.
Okay, but I'm asking you why, and you're saying that you don't know, so you support him with no reason whatsoever? That's really embarrassing for a 21-year-old. Get it together.
I don't really go into politics like that, but I do fit the rules to join the live.
Okay, so just to clarify, you have literally zero reason why you support Trump as president. You just do.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to recommend that you watch the live. I'm going to go ahead and kick you because you're not a serious person of substance. Moving on to the next guest right now, folks. Only up inside of that queue. Here we go. We're going to go to get that next guest loaded up in here right now. Do follow our rules if you're inside of that queue. You know what they are. You just have to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. Welcome in. Do you support Trump? They're also not here. I'm going to go ahead and ban you because you're not ready to debate while we get that next guest loaded up into the box. Moving on to the next guest, we got Andrew 93 loading up into the queue right now.
Oh,
Welcome in. Do you support
hello?
Trump?
Yep.
And how old are you?
I'm 20.
And what year were you born in?
2005. 7th of August, 2005.
And what time is it?
It's 5:15.
Okay, what state are you in?
Texas.
Okay. You're banned for breaking our rules.
Fuck you, Dean.
Okay. You have a good rest of your day. You have to be an American in order to join. Take care, man. We got Jacob loading up into the box right now. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Hi there. Yes, I do.
And how old are you?
I'm 29, sir.
You're 29? Okay, sounds good. And why do you support Trump?
I think it's I look at it like as a left and right issue. Is I really just don't support the left, and I don't support everything that Trump is doing either. However, I do support how he closed the borders, and really just the immigration stuff. I think that what the previous administration is basically letting in all these people. I think that was extremely wrong. So he's the guy that said he was going to fix the border. I think he's done that, and I think. That's why you're in my vote. So, like I said, don't agree with everything the guy does, but that's
Still
why
support him because of immigration, sure. And you said he's closed the border. How has he closed the border?
Just the hiring of ICE agents and increasing the border patrol down there. Obviously, it's working. There was the proof that people were just coming in before hand over fist, and now it's not happening anymore. So
ultimately, your argument here is that he's closed the border because undocumented entry has significantly declined.
I would say it's a cause and effect. He did that, and then now it's not happening as much.
Right. Well, I would agree that he has significantly reduced undocumented entry, but I wouldn't say that's with any good proactive long-term border policy. I'd say what he's done to reduce undocumented entry is he's scared it away by violating the constitutional and human rights of both undocumented immigrants, tourists, legal immigrants, and citizens inside of the country, which is obviously really bad.
Right. Yeah. The other thing is just, with the whole abortion thing or AB topic these days, I don't know what the take back language is, but I'm very anti-left in that scene. So that's also why I earned my vote.
Okay, so we're done with the immigration topic?
No, we could still chat about it. Yeah.
Okay, well then why did you start talking to me about abortion?
Well, just another reason why I support Trump.
I know, but like you said that in response to my counter argument refuting your original claim that Donald Trump has closed the border.
Well, he's worked on reducing the number of people that crossing the border. So yeah,
he certainly has, and he has reduced them by 93%. But I'm telling you,
Right,
you still
that's a
shouldn't
good
support
thing.
the policy because what has caused a reduction in undocumented border entries is very immoral, pervasive, fascist like actions of infringing on the human and constitutional rights of undocumented immigrants, tourists, legal immigrants, and citizens.
Yeah, you mentioned in one of the earlier conversations, someone mentioned like illegal aliens. Whatever you want to call them, it's like they're here legally. Like it's just there's a port of entry. Do it the right way. No one's like.
Are you
complaining
going to
about
respond to my claim, or is this relevant to what I said? Because clearly, what I said is that you shouldn't support the means that Donald Trump has used to reduce undocumented entry, because for the third time, they have been very immoral, fascistic-like actions that have led to the human rights abuse and constitutional rights abuse of undocumented immigrants, tourists, legal immigrants, and citizens. What is your response to that?
I feel like that interpretation is up for interpretation. That's not like a fact that he is a fascist. These are fascist things. It's like the guy says what he's going to do and he does it. Like sorry you don't like the way that he's doing
Okay.
it.
Well, I'm going to give you a
handful.
handful of these actions that I consider to be very pervasively immoral, and which have reduced undocumented entry, and I want to get your opinion on it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Infringing on the constitutional rights of undocumented immigrants and citizens at mass, regardless if it's telling ICE that they could arrest people with no judicial warrants under typical scenarios, which courts have upheld as in violation of their Fourth Amendment rights, or it's through passing illegal and unconstitutional executive orders, like Executive Order number 14160, where he attempted to take birthright citizenship away from citizens to reclassify them as undocumented immigrants to be deported, or abusing human rights by then deporting people in many circumstances with no due process to CICA and El Salvador, where they've literally been beaten and tortured. So can we agree that these three examples of both constitutional and human rights abuse are incredibly, immoral and bad?
I mean, yeah, like I said, I can relatively get on board with that, but is that all people is seeking asylum? And that falls under that code, doesn't it? Where it's, they're all asylum seekers, but wouldn't every illegal immigrant, wouldn't everyone say that? We're all seeking asylum. It's like,
I never brought up asylum seekers.
I mean, but you're in essence referring to them. Because
so
why else
I said undocumented immigrants and citizens.
I mean,
so actually, in the three examples that I gave you, I did not bring up legal immigrants. No.
I mean, it probably falls into one of those buckets. I mean, why else would they be coming over here?
I don't think that you understood my question. So my question was, can you agree that it's damn near fascist, if not fascist from my perspective, and very immoral to be abusing people's human and constitutional rights by infringing on their Fourth Amendment rights, arresting them without a judicial warrant from a judge, or illegally deporting them with no due process to CICA in El Salvador, to then be beaten and tortured, or to be passing Executive Order number 14160 to attempt to take birthright citizenship away from the children born to undocumented immigrants on American soil? Like, you just responded by saying, wouldn't asylum seekers be lumped in with undocumented immigrants? The answer to that question is no. Asylum seekers are legal immigrants who cannot be lumped in with undocumented immigrants. But that aside, you're not really answering my question here. Because keep in mind here, I told you that you shouldn't support what the Trump administration is doing to reduce undocumented entry because it's very fascistic and it's abusing human and constitutional rights. You then responded by saying, well, that's all up to one's individual interpretation. So now I'm trying to see if you could agree with my interpretation there, that, the means that they're using to reduce undocumented entry are very fascistic, very immoral.
I mean, now you're talking about immorality and morality. Like, is it legal? It may be a teeters on that line, but bottom line is they're illegal, and there's one side of the argument we just
you're not answering my question, so I'll answer yours.
Do I think
they're both illegal and immoral?
Okay, I mean that doesn't change the fact that we still want these people out of our country. I mean, it's still sad.
So you're not going to answer the question? Are they damn near fascistic means that are very wrong and that we shouldn't be using?
What part of the question do you want me to answer?
Bro, my question is clear. Should we be using these means to reduce undocumented entry into the country? Should we be abusing human rights? Should we be abusing constitutional rights? Do the means justify the end? Sure, these means have created the end, a result of less undocumented entry into America, but do the means justify the end?
That's a good question. I would say, how are we supposed to get around it? I mean, I would say yes at this point.
Oh my God. You are such a sick person. You're saying that, yes, we need to be infringing on the 14th Amendment of our Constitution. We need to be positioning Donald Trump as a totalitarian dictator with all power and all control that goes unchecked by anybody, any group, any document. And we need to give him the ability to allow ICE to racially profile, to ignore constitutional rights, and to then send these people to be tortured because of a victimless federal misdemeanor. I think that you're a sick person that wants Trump to be a dictator, anti-American, and you are putridly disgusting. You are putridly disgusting for answering that question the way you did. Tell me why you think it's okay for Donald Trump to be positioned as a dictator, to have the ability to do whatever the hell he wants.
I don't think that he should be able to do that. Who says that they're racially?
You just said that you do think that he should be able to do that. I asked you, do you think that these means that I described justify the ends? One of the means that I described was Donald Trump passing an unconstitutional executive order, to rewrite the Constitution to take birthright citizenship away from the children born to undocumented immigrants on American soil. And you said, yes, I think the means justify the end. But if you think that it's okay for Donald Trump to ignore the 14th Amendment, to ignore the Constitution, to ignore the supremacy clause of the second article of the Constitution, to negate Congress's ability to amend it, to negate SCOTUS's ability to reinterpret it, to work around them, to circumvent them, and just rewrite the Constitution as he sees fit with executive orders, then you want Donald Trump to be a dictator. Because if he's not below the Constitution, then what else is above him?
I mean, you're kind of assuming things that I'm thinking, but I mean, as far as the 14th Amendment goes, like, no, I can agree with you on that point, but like, I guess you're not seeing like.
Okay, so the means don't justify the ends in relation to
I would
Donald
say to
Trump
a certain-
reducing
to a certain
undocumented
extent.
entry by infringing on the constitutional rights of citizens, taking their citizenship away to be reclassified as undocumented immigrants. So let's go on to the next thing that I said. Do the means justify the ends with illegally deporting undocumented immigrants to a place in El Salvador where they are being beaten and tortured?
I mean, yeah, I don't think that's right. I think
sorry.
they should just be sent back where they're where
Do
they
the
came
ends
from.
justify the means? So do the ends justify the means in that scenario, please?
I mean, if they entered the country illegally and that's where they're from, yeah, we just send them back where they came from. What's wrong
Okay,
with that?
so you are completely misinterpreting the question that I asked you to attempt to sane wash it to make it seem less crazy and more normal. So
mean,
once
yeah, dude,
again,
it's just like-
the question that I clearly asked you was, do the ends justify the means when we're looking at circumstances of the Trump administration? Okay, identifying
I would say-
Venezuelan immigrants that are not from El Salvador, okay, not letting them have any due process, putting them on planes without a day in front of a judge, as ruled by multiple judges, to then be deported to a center for terrorists in El Salvador, where they're literally being tortured. Don't ignore the torture part. Don't ignore the illegal deportation part. Answer the question.
I mean, is that even happening?
Yes.
So you can use the Constitution in your favor to like keep these people here. But you can just let them all in under the Biden administration. It's like, dude,
I don't know why you're
screw
pivoting
that.
away from my question. It's very embarrassing.
I'm not.
for you.
It's
Please
just like
answer my
they
question
got
directly.
here. They got
Yes,
here
you are
for some
clearly
reason.
pivoting away from my question. Don't act like you aren't. You responded by bringing up the Biden-Harris administration when my question was, do you think the ends justify the means when we're referencing Donald Trump illegally deporting Venezuelan immigrants with no due process to a place in El Salvador, not Venezuela, where they're literally being tortured? Clearly,
I mean,
you were
dude.
pivoting away from my question if you even mentioned Biden's name. So try
you
again,
twist your
please.
question in a way that seems like it's like everyone that gets deported is being tortured. It's like, dude, you came into the country illegally, you got deported. Like,
Okay,
sorry,
you're
have
not
you.
answering my question.
I mean, I am. So yes, do the ends justify the means? I would say, yeah, they do because.
Okay,
they're
so
here
you
illegally.
think that the punishment for a victimless federal misdemeanor
No,
should be
no,
the
I don't.
negation? One moment. You think that the punishment for a victimless federal misdemeanor should be the illegal negation of one's constitutional and natural right to due process, and then literal torture? I mean, I'm talking about being forced to kneel from 9 p.m. until 6 a.m., and if they fall out of exhaustion, they literally get beaten by the guards. So you think that should be the punishment for, being an undocumented immigrant? So
No, of course.
do you think that rape is worse than being an undocumented immigrant?
I mean, I don't know how you can compare the two, but I think they're both, like, they're both
Is
their own
raping
different
somebody
crimes.
worse than entering into this country with the use of undocumented means?
Dude, I'm not answering that.
What?
Obviously, rape is horrible. I'm not going to answer that question.
What? Why can't you answer that question?
Why do you tee up these like stupid questions? Like, you talk about human rights, dude. The
Dude,
left supports
okay, yes,
abortion.
that is clearly a stupid question, okay,
Your
because
party is a
clearly
party
rape
of
is
rage.
worse, okay, but it is very important for my argument. I don't pre-assume anything when I'm talking to a Trump supporter, so answer the question. Is rape worse than entering into this country with the use of undocumented means?
I mean, of course it is. I mean, that's just
Okay,
common sense.
so if you think that the ends justify the means when Donald Trump is illegally deporting Venezuelan immigrants in violation of their constitutional and natural right to due process to then be tortured in another country down in El Salvador, then what should happen to Trump because he was held civilly liable by a civil court for rape? What should happen for Trump because he was found guilty of 34 counts of felonies in a criminal court in New York? What should happen for Trump because he was found guilty of defrauding his university, lying about the valuation of his properties to a bank in New York, intentionally concealing classified documents at his private estate in Mar-a-Lago, okay, as infringed on the Constitution 9 times in the last 10 months, on top of many other offenses that it honestly take me minutes to go over? Do you see how it is so contradictory to sit here and say that if you're an undocumented immigrant, you deserve to have your constitutional natural rights infringed upon and to be literally tortured, but if you're a rapist, you deserve to be president?
You just give a one-sided argument. It's all about supporting you, dude. It's just, I mean, we can go into all that, but like, you can't just let people walk in the country, man. Like, something bad's going. What's your answer? What are we supposed to do with all these people? 20 million people came in the last number of years.
Sure, I'll
Like, what are we
happily
supposed
answer your question after you answer mine.
As in, you talking about all of Trump's convictions and this and that? He lied about appraisals on it.
So you didn't hear the question. I'll happily repeat
The
it.
30
So why do you
34
think that the punishment, okay, for undocumented entry should be a negation of your constitutional and natural right to due process and literal torture
Because it
in
was an
another
open
country,
border. These people
but the
just
punishment
flood
for
into our
rape
country.
should be the Oval Office?
First of all, he was not convicted of that. It's
He
an
was found
accusation.
guilty of rape. It's a proven accusation.
It's not. He wasn't convicted of it.
He was. Oh my God. When you say convicted, do you just mean found guilty?
Like, yeah, found guilty, like, innocent until proven guilty. Like
Oh
the law,
yeah. So with the way that you're using the word convicted, he was convicted of rape. Yes.
No, he wasn't.
Yes.
I mean, dude, you can Google it. He was not convicted.
Well, I
of
mean, you
rape.
could actually Google Trump v. E. Jean Carroll, okay? And you could read the
Yes.
jury verdict form where they all unanimously hold him liable, or as you use the word convicted, they
held
convicted
him
of rape.
liable.
Yeah, that
held
is
him liable.
that is identical to the word conviction based upon how you define the word conviction. You define the word conviction as found guilty. When a civil court holds somebody liable, they're finding them guilty. They're saying that they did this thing.
I mean, sure, in your interpretation, yeah.
No, in your interpretation, not mine. In yours, you're the one that said the definition of conviction was just guilty.
Sure, man. Whatever you want.
No, not whatever I want. That's your definition. Stop acting like I'm imposing my view on yours. No, this is your view.
All right. Well, we talked about immigration. Did you want to chat about anything else?
Yeah, I want you to answer my question. Okay, why is it not hypocritical for you to hold to the view that if you're an undocumented immigrant, then you should be illegally deported in violation of your constitutional and natural rights to then be literally tortured in another country? But if you're a rapist
bringing up
that
this
boasted
torture
about
thing.
sexual exploitation, that was best friends with Epstein, you deserve the Oval Office.
I didn't say that. Also, you keep bringing up everyone being deported as being tortured. That's just not the case.
Okay. I never said everybody being deported is being tortured. However, if you do want to know, quite a few of them
You're so
are
technical.
because of the $1 billion deal that Donald Trump made with El Salvador. But I'm just simply asking you about your hypocrisy, right? Like, it is clearly hypocritical to condemn hardworking mothers and fathers that make this country better, then advocate for their illegal deportation, which only hurts them and makes this country worse because of law and order, but then turn a blind eye on the guy that raped a woman and say he deserves the presidency. Turned a blind eye on the guy that sparked his followers to raid the Capitol, smear their shit on the walls, and try to kill cops. Then after they did, he actually gave them full and complete presidential pardons and then labeled them as patriots. We want to make him president. To turn the blind eye on the guy that was best friends with Epstein when he knew what Epstein was doing and is now illegally hiding files that accuse him of child rape. That is clearly, very hypocritical. I think the reason why you were unable to give a counter argument against the notion that is clearly hypocrisy is because it is hypocritical and you know it. You just don't want to admit it because your ego's getting in the way.
Maybe it is hypocritical. But so if we let all these people illegally walk into our country on a previous administration, then yeah, they should be kicked out, even though it's against the Constitution because they came in illegally.
Okay, so you're saying that
That's
you're
what we-
okay with
that's what we
violating...
draw.
Wait, 1 second. So you're okay with violating the Constitution to get them out. What matters more, the Constitution or a federal misdemeanor?
I mean, a federal misdemeanor and what, and as in coming into the country.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
you-
So explain to me
Yeah,
why
no, I
you
was-
think... Well, explain to me how you could hold to the view that it's wrong when undocumented immigrants illegally immigrate in this country because it's in violation of the law, but it's not wrong when Donald Trump illegally deports those undocumented immigrants in violation of the Constitution, regardless of the fact that it's in violation of the law. That's another contradiction.
I mean, of course, yes, it is. But I'm just saying, dude, it's just two wrongs don't make a right kind of thing.
Well, that's exactly what you're arguing. You're saying that two wrongs do make a right. Because in one circumstance, you're like, we need law and order. We need to abide by the law. But because they committed the wrong of undocumented entry, it's therefore okay for Trump to commit the wrong of infringing on their constitutional rights.
Okay.
So if two wrongs don't make a right, then you are
they come into our country
actually
and
just
they get all
refuting
these
your own
rights,
argument
and
there.
just-
The only person making a two wrongs makes a right argument here is you.
Dude, people came into our country illegally and then they just assume all these rights are like, oh, now you can't kick us out. It's like, fuck that, kick their asses out.
No, the Constitution doesn't bar the deportation of undocumented immigrants at all. It just bars the deportation of undocumented immigrants when you violate upon their natural rights protected by the Constitution, such as due process.
That's because there's so many people. How are we supposed to put 20 million people to court and just like let them sit there? That's
20 million people, 20 million undocumented immigrants. Can I have a source that there is 20 million undocumented immigrants in America, please?
Dude, I mean, there's some wild numbers being thrown out. 10 to 30 million is what I'm seeing.
Wait, okay, so 20 million. Where's that number coming from? Let's see the source.
I mean, there's so many things out there. Like I said, it's
So
like
then
10,
it should
10
be really easy to give me a source.
I mean, you could look at anywhere. They say between 10 and 30. I just cited 20. I don't know what the actual
so what's the
number is.
source?
I don't think anybody knows what the number is the issue.
Okay, so then don't claim you know what the number is.
Do you know what the number is? I bet you don't.
12 million in accordance with the American Immigration Council. There's my source. What's yours?
12 million. Let's do 12
Yes.
million divided by 350. What percentage of our population is that? It's 3.4% is illegal.
Yeah.
You think that's okay?
I think that undocumented immigrants who don't have any violent crimes on their record or pretty insidious nonviolent crimes should actually be given residency or citizenship because they make this country better.
No, I can get behind that a little bit, but having them being undocumented, all these people that are being killed and attacked and blah 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 by these undocumented illegal immigrants, what do you got to say about those people? Like,
Well, I mean,
it's the same
exactly.
questions
You're
asked me.
playing
It's
into
like,
the
it's horrible
rhetorical playbook
questions,
of
man.
Trump because he positions undocumented immigrants as very violent.
I mean, dude, you're doing.
Did
the
you
same
know
thing.
that? Did you know that undocumented immigrants are actually 2.5 times less likely to commit a violent crime in American soil compared to you, a natural U.S.-born citizen?
I could actually see that. Yeah.
All right. Undocumented immigrants account for 1% of violent crimes. American men account for 90.
Yeah. Okay, that's a fact. Yeah, sure. What about all the people waiting to get into this country that do it legally? And
I think that we should offer them the same expedited pathway to residency or citizenship that I want to offer to the undocumented immigrants that are here with no bad crimes in their
maybe
record.
maybe that's one thing we can agree on. I think we should increase the amount of judges and oversight committees that allow
Really?
people to enjoy it. I really do think so. I think,
You know, we do agree on that, but you know who disagrees?
yes. Who is? But what's that? What's the answer?
Trump.
I mean, like I said, when I joined this live, I stated that I don't agree with a lot of things that Trump does. Okay.
Yeah, you agree what he
Yeah.
does with immigration. This is one of the things that he's done with immigration. The
Well, it's part of
Biden-Harris
the
administration
immigration.
tried to pass a bipartisan border bill that was very right-leaning to help slow undocumented entry under their administration. Donald Trump called Republicans and told them to vote it down. And that bill included billions of dollars worth of funding to hire more judges to run more courts along the southern border to expedite legal claims of immigration and asylum to naturally disincentivize undocumented entry. How about
Yeah,
this?
I can
Can
agree.
you? I'll let you
I
respond
can
to
agree
that,
with-
and then after you respond to that, here's the question I want you to answer because once again, your support for Trump, okay, seems to hinge on his mass deportation. So go
I mean,
ahead and
it
tell me
does a little bit.
one way that mass deportation materially benefits this country.
I mean, you said materially. I just think it's like we can go back to the right around argument. The bottom line is that they came in, and I think that they need to get out.
Okay, but the question is like, what is one way that they hurt the country? Can you answer that, please?
Well, I think it's just the unsureness of it, just the undocumented nature of it. Like, we want to know who's here. I really, honestly, it's not even about being illegal. It's just, at least we got to know who's here. Like, it's just about the undocumented, like, nature of, like, who these people are because we don't know. I just don't like
Okay.
the uncertainty.
Okay. So then, if you're telling me that what you like about mass deportation is ensuring that we know who's in the country, all right.
Yeah, but where do you draw the line?
Then you shouldn't support mass deportation, and you should support mass amnesty because mass amnesty is significantly faster than mass deportation insofar as
Yes, but, like,
ensuring
how
that
are you,
everyone who's
like,
in the
where,
country is
like, where do you draw the
identified.
line? Like, where do you draw the line? I think it's
Why are you
easier
not
if we just-
responding to the last thing I said, bro? Why are you pivoting?
I'm not pivoting.
You are. You just said what you like about mass deportation is ensuring that everyone who's in the country is identified. I then tell you, well, if you want to ensure that everybody who's in the country is identified, you should not support mass deportation because there's something else we could do that would identify everybody in the country faster, and that something else would be mass amnesty. I mean, think about it. Undocumented immigrants do not want to, work with ICE. They don't want to work with mass deportation. They're going to avoid ICE. They're going to avoid mass deportation because it's bad for them. Okay? But if we were to endorse a system of mass amnesty, that's something that they wanted to avoid. That's something that they would chase after, something they'd actively seek out. Meaning that we would be able to get all undocumented immigrants, okay, to cooperate with that plan significantly faster and easier. Meaning that we would be able to identify everybody in the country faster and easier.
I mean, yeah, it sounds like a great idea. I mean, is that realistic? I guess maybe we'll know someday.
It's so realistic. We had a Republican president do it in the 20th century.
What was your next point? You said you wanted to move on to something else.
No, that's all. That's what I want you to respond to. That's a defeater for the benefit that you see downstream of mass deportation. Now, you really shouldn't support mass deportation because there's other policy that we could be implementing instead to get that role of identifying everybody faster, and it would go without the executed citizens. It would go without the tortured immigrants. It would go without the racial profiling. It would go without separating families. It would go without reducing our GDP by 1.1 through 1.7 trillion dollars per year. It would go without destroying our labor force and our manufacturers, and it would go without losing over $100 billion in revenue that undocumented immigrants pay in taxes on the local, state, and federal level. So clearly, at this point in time, you shouldn't support mass deportation.
I mean, what about you mentioned all that. What about the healthcare costs? I mean, that's where the real, I guess, money loser would lie, in my opinion.
Okay, well, your opinion's wrong. Undocumented immigrants can't and won't qualify for any form of federal health care.
Well, not even that.
Like Medicaid or Medicare. Because of a
If they
federal
go to the
law.
ER, who pays the bill? If they go to the ER, who pays the bill?
What?
If they go to the hospital,
Oh, they go to the ER. Who pays the bill? Medicaid.
Who pays the bill? Not them. Who pays
Medicaid.
it? Okay, great.
The federal government.
Yes, exactly. Like that's
How much is
wrong.
expense per year through Medicaid on uninsured people?
Dude, I have no idea.
Okay, I'll tell you. $17 billion. And what amount of those uninsured people are undocumented immigrants?
No clue. Tell me.
Okay, I would assume less than half. So in all reality, okay, what we see here is that they likely cost Medicaid around $9 to $10 billion per year. When they pay over $100 billion per year in taxes directly, okay, not to mention their indirect contributions of 1.1 through 1.7 trillion dollars per year to GDP growth, meaning that they likely would make significantly more. It would cause significantly more in federal revenue predicated on the taxes that are paid generated by their profit in the labor force.
I just don't understand why that's an argument. It's like we got these guys on like whatever. They're in California. They got illegal immigrants working on their farm. They're like, oh, you're getting rid of all my labor force. It's like, what? Like, make that make sense. Like, so we just have the illegal immigrants here just to make them work on our farms. Like, that seems like
okay, I'm
slavery.
sorry. Now you're pivoting again. I'll happily have a conversation with you about undocumented immigrants in the labor force after you could please respond to the claim that you made that we lose fiscally from undocumented immigrants because of their healthcare costs.
I mean, in some way, yeah.
Okay, but I prove that wrong because that's not true.
Okay, because they generate sales tax revenue. They generate.
Yeah, because they pay taxes, idiot. Fuck yes, that's exactly why you're wrong.
I'm very aware that they pay taxes.
Yeah, they pay more taxes than what is expensed out on them through emergency care in hospitals.
Wonderful.
So do you concede the position?
I mean, I guess we can agree to disagree. Yeah, maybe there's.
Yeah,
more
wait,
upside.
no, we
Maybe
can't
there's-
agree to
maybe
disagree
there's-
on that
maybe there's-
because
maybe
this
there's
is
more
this is the
upside
hard
than
these are hard
downside.
statistics. We cannot
doesn't
agree to
mean
disagree
anything.
on hard statistics. My source that undocumented immigrants pay over $100 billion per year in taxes on the federal, state, and local level is the IRS. My source that they generate over 1.1 through 1.7 trillion dollars worth of economic productivity in the economy would be the American Immigration Council. Okay, you can't agree to disagree on the statistics, dude.
So we're just supposed to let all those people just walk.
No,
in
don't pivot. You're no. This is something that you and a bunch of other annoying Trump supporters do every single time you lose a point. Is you just attempt to muddy the waters by like zooming out and making it a larger conversation. That is making it a larger conversation about other things. Concede. Were you wrong when you suggested that undocumented immigrants are a net fiscal drain because of the costs of their health care?
I didn't say it was a net fiscal drain. That was your words. I just said there is a drain.
That is what you described. Is that we lose money on undocumented immigrants because of healthcare? Concede, because that's not true.
I mean, okay, from the point that you just phrased, yes, I'll concede. But the point that I made was that it is a drain in general. I
No,
didn't
it's
say
not.
overall. I mean, the net fiscal, yeah, but does it justify them being here just because?
What? No. Once again,
make
you're trying to go back to does it
additional
justify to them being here because you're too afraid to confront the point that you're wrong when you say it's a drain. No, they're not. They are not a economic drain. That's a bullshit argument. That's not true. What is the evidence, or what is the supporting evidence for the claim that undocumented immigrants are an economic drain? That's just simply not true.
Right, so we should just keep them because they just raise our.
Shut up! Stop doing that thing where you're like, oh wait, so we should just keep them here. No. Admit that you are wrong when you say that they are a net fiscal drain, that they are an overall drain, because that's not true. Or give me your supporting evidence.
Dude, you ask me all these like hypothetical questions.
This is not hypothetical. Asking you for the evidence that supports your conclusion is not a hypothetical,
I ask
dude.
you a question, you're like, oh, you're
Well,
pivoting.
one second. It is not a hypothetical to ask you for the supporting evidence for your claim. Are you 5?
So this is what it's like to argue with a lefty. Like, you guys support 9-month abortion. Like, this is why.
Yeah. Go ahead and pivot because you lost.
No, this
Go
is
ahead.
this is the pivot, dude. This is the pivot. This is why people voted for
Yeah,
Donald Trump.
before
in
you
the first place.
pivot, give the evidence for your claim. And by the way, you're right. This is why people vote for Trump, because y'all think with your emotions, you think with your prejudice, you don't think with your brain, and you just
No, we
proved
think-
it. Because
no,
you're
we think
telling
with
me
our brain.
ultimately something's
you're
wrong with this
anti-
country is the fact that undocumented immigrants are a net drain on the economy, an overall drain. And then when I ask you for the supporting evidence for that conclusion, due to the fact that seemingly I have supporting evidence that claim is wrong from the American Immigration Council, from the IRS, okay, from the CBO, the Congressional Budget Office, or the CPPP, the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, okay, they actually pay significantly more in taxes and generate significantly more economic productivity than they would take away through expenses. And then you respond to that by telling me, oh, this is why people vote for Trump. Yes, you're right, but that's just a self-dunk, okay? You're not supposed to come up here, admit that you don't believe in things even when there's evidence for it, and admit that you do believe in things even when there's no evidence for it, and then say that that's why people support Trump. I don't know why you'd self-dunk so hard. So please try to answer the question. All right, here. You made the claim that undocumented immigrants are an overall drain. What is the evidence that supports the claim that undocumented immigrants are an overall drain? Stop talking about abortion. Stop talking about your twisted fantasies about how much you love Trump regardless of the fact that he's destroying this country, and answer the question.
I don't think he's destroying this country, and you're like phrasing the things that I said in like, different ways. So I'm gonna go ahead and head out, man.
Yeah, you're
Good
going to go
job.
ahead and leave and run away
You're a
because you made a
professional,
claim
you're
with
a
no
professional
supporting
debater.
evidence, and I fucking debunked that
You're,
shit. Then your response was to crash out, get pissed,
dude.
and say this is why people support Trump.
Get
Good
used to the
day.
next
Yeah, this
14
is
years,
not
14 years.
one moment. This
You'll
is
advance
not
to
an
the
airport. You do not need to announce your
advance
departure.
to
If you're
the
going to run away, then go ahead and drop. But if you want to stay on the live, then you're going to have to bring the facts. You're going to have to bring the evidence. But clearly, that's something that you can't do. So go ahead, tuck your tail in shame, and run
Enjoy
away.
the next 10 years. Enjoy the next 10 years of Republican presidency, brother. See you later.
Right. I bet we will continue to have a bunch of Republican presidents when we have brain dead idiots like you voting for them.
Yeah, I'm pretty educated, brother. Have a nice day.
Then you wouldn't be leaving the live right now. The reason why you're leaving the live right now is because you can't answer the question, what is the evidence for the notion that undocumented immigrants are an overall drain? If you were educated, you wouldn't be running away.
Because they're illegal. That's why. See you later.
Yes, undocumented immigrants are an overall economic drain because they're undocumented immigrants. And you're educated?
Let's just take their money. Let's just take their money and keep
Wait,
them
so I just want to clarify. Oh, well, I guess I can't clarify now because he left. Okay. All right, let's go to move on to the next guest. I told y'all that I am pretty short-tempered because I haven't gotten good sleep for the last 2 days. Let's go ahead and get that next guest loaded up into the box. Only up inside of that queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump. Okay. Yeah, the mask is off and we're just, we're being a little bit more confrontational than usual. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up in here. By the way, if you're watching and you want to support me, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio on TikTok. Pin message over on YouTube. The handle's also at the top of the phone screen. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up in here. Welcome in, Lindsay. Do you support Trump? Okay, Lindsay's not here. We got that next guest, 618 Austin loading up. Hey, Rhea, I appreciate you so much for the 10 euros over on YouTube Super Chat. Rhea didn't leave a message, just sent the love. No, I appreciate you. Same thing to you, Mr. McSkittles. Thank you for the $10, who says, daily donation to show my love and support. The only supporters left are the most insane or uneducated. Here's to hoping we throw Trump in jail after the midterms, right? I appreciate you for the $10. Yeah, and I really think that last conversation was a really good example of like what it takes to still be a Trump supporter. It takes a complete and utter lack of education. which we clearly saw from that last guess. Hi, do you support Trump?
Hey, can you debate my dad?
Is he with you right now?
Yeah.
If he's
But
with you
he's
right now, you
sleeping,
can throw.
one
He's
sec.
sleeping. No, don't wake him up, Brad. Don't wake him up. Feel free to come back to the live. When he's awake. He might have been trolling though. Julie, thank you so much for the.
on?
1 second, Julie. Thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo, and I'll check that out. Julie, thank you for the 10, as well as Erica. I appreciate you for the $10 over on Venmo as well, who just drops a little heart emoji. Thank you so much, Erica. And then Michael, thank you for the $10. I appreciate you so much for that love. Show some love to Michael. And then Pat, thank you so much for the $10 as well. And you asked me not to say your name out loud, so I'm going to keep your message to myself. Just know I appreciate you. And then same thing to you, Chloe and Paige. I appreciate y'all for the 5. We are all caught up over on Venmo. Let's quickly get caught up on PayPal. Thank you so much for the $5, Jasmine. I appreciate you so much. Same thing to Celeste. Thank you for the $10. Who drops a little heart emoji. Show some love to Celeste. And then SJ, thank you so much for the $20 donation over on PayPal. Who says, from SJ, I'm so proud of everything that you do. Don't ever let anybody tell you you're not making an impact. You're leaving your mark on the world. It matters. Love you, Dean. Oh, SJ. All the love in the world to you, too. Thank you so much for the love and support. And then one last person to thank over on Venmo, Zoe. Thank you so much for the $20. Who says, Dean, you are a champion. Thank you for fighting for immigrants and women. We need more men like you. Get some rest. Thank you so much, Zoe. Thank you so much. Show some love to all of our donors. We're all caught up. Yeah, and I don't know what's going on with me. I don't know why I haven't been able to get my rest. I'm like literally so tired, folks.
I'll tell you why.
Hi, Creed.
Let's go. Thank you for calling me my actual name. I appreciate it, Dean.
So it's been a while. Have you matured?
I'd say I'm pretty mature. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been like what, 2 weeks?
Really, I thought it was closer to like a month. Or maybe I just really forgot about you in such a short period of time.
Maybe it has been a while. I didn't want you to remember me anyway, but yeah. So you realized what you were doing was disgusting and stuff. That's what so people were telling me you wanted to apologize to me.
Apologize for what?
Calling me the P word.
Oh, no, I told you I'd continue to call you Phil as long as you call me a grifter. In fact, thank you for reminding me. I mean, if you no longer think that I'm a grifter, I'll happily stop calling you Phil.
Well, I can't lie. I mean, if
then
you want
go ahead
me to
and
lie,
tell us why you support Trump, Phil.
Bro, dude, I can't start screaming. I've got people in my house are asleep right now.
Okay,
I can't. I've got family over.
Then you either better get a hold of your emotions and be able not to scream out loud and bang on your wall because some guy on the internet calls you Phil, or
Stop.
just admit that I'm
Can
not
we
a
say
grifter.
the P word? Can we not say the word please?
Well,
Like,
I mean,
obviously you want to have a debate, so let's actually have a
like
debate.
I said, if you call me grifter,
Okay.
I call you Phil. That's it. It's very simple.
Well, I'm not the P word, but you are a grifter. I mean,
Okay, like we're like in between a rock and a hard place, buddy.
no, we aren't. It's not
Yes,
that
we
hard.
are.
You are what you are, and I am
It
not the
is
P word.
it is literally okay, right? Like an input output thing. If Phil calls Dean grifter, then Dean calls Phil
Stop,
Phil.
dude!
That's
No, stop!
Okay, calm
Stop,
down.
dude. No, I'm
Calm
done.
down. Remember,
I'm calm.
there's visitors in the house. Stop
Yes.
yelling. I do not want your mommy or daddy to come in here into
I
your
don't live
room
with my
and scream
mommy or
at
my
you.
daddy. I don't live with them.
Auntie and uncle?
I don't live. I own my own
Grammy and
house.
grandpa?
I own my own house, Dean.
You
Withers.
own your own house?
Yep.
Okay, what's the interest rate on your mortgage?
I don't deal with that stuff.
You own a house, but you
Yes.
don't deal with owning the
Yes.
house.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, because I own it's my house,
Sure
but
you
I don't
do.
do the stuff for it.
Yeah, sure you do.
I pay property taxes and stuff. and-
Sure you do. Sure, buddy. Yes. Yes, a homeowner doesn't know the interest
Yes.
rate they pay on
well,
their
because
mortgage.
because I still
Sure,
haven't even
Phil.
paid it off yet. But whatever, man.
Yeah,
But
you
I-
haven't
it's in
paid
my
your
name.
mortgage. Okay. How long is the mortgage?
It's not a certain amount of time because I got it from family, so
Okay.
it's just
so
until I can get the money.
And so
There's not a certain date
and
on it.
until you could get the money.
Well, until I don't pay monthly.
Yeah.
I just like.
And you just
Pay
kind of
whatever
live
I can.
there.
Well, no, I pay, but
It doesn't sound like you do. You just said that you don't pay monthly.
House is in my name. I don't pay monthly. No, I pay probably around.
So you tried to tell us that
some money.
you own the house you live in, but now
I
you're
do
telling
own
us
it,
that you
but-
literally just like freeload off of one of your family members.
I don't. I actually worked for this. I work for their company, so that's how I technically pay them. I don't pay per month. So yeah.
Okay, so
I mean,
so they just like subtract it from your wages.
I mean, maybe I don't know. I get paid
Right.
$56 an hour, so
Okay, 56. Wow, what do you do for work?
construction, and I have a side job.
What, that $56 an hour? That's a lot of money, Phil.
Yeah,
So-
I've been doing that.
so-
Stop fucking calling me that.
Oh my
I ain't
God.
calling, bro. No, I'm fucking, dude. I know I'm done. Dude, I know
Holy
I'm fucking
shit!
done.
No, get it together.
Fucking done.
Get it together. Get it together. My bad. My fault. Get it together. Don't put a hole in the wall. Okay, that's coming out of your next paycheck, buddy. You're gonna go from $56 an hour to $36 an hour with that attitude,
bro.
dude.
Oh fuck.
I'm trying to help you here.
Oh my gosh, I spilled water everywhere.
Okay, it's just water. It's okay.
Hold on, I need to get a towel.
The house is gonna mold. You have to tear the whole thing down.
Oh, it's going on my carpet. Oh my gosh, Ashley, stop.
Are you
Alright,
telling
talk.
the water
I'll
to
clean this
stop,
up.
or are
Hold
you
on.
telling me to stop?
Just
Okay.
talk. Okay, so why do I support Trump? Fuck, and oh my gosh. Okay, wait, just talk. Why do I support Trump? Hold on. Because of what he does with, I'm gonna spill my trash everywhere. Because of what he is doing with, deportation.
We'll give you a minute.
No, I'm good. We can talk.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I just gotta clean this up. I can talk while doing this.
Okay. So what's one way that mass deportation is a net positive impact on America?
Because it's like, good for national security and stuff.
I'd actually argue that our national security has been compromised by the Trump administration. At least under
Well, that
Biden, we
doesn't
didn't
change
see
the-
agents of the states murdering citizens.
Right, but that
Okay,
doesn't
and then
change the
being
fact that
defended
it's
by the
still-
president.
Yeah, that's wrong, but I think at the same time that's still, we're also, I guess, causing national security risk while helping it at the same time. I don't know.
I don't think that Trump is helping it. I think that our country is more divided than ever.
So do you think
I-
do you think illegal deportation does not help national security?
Yeah, I wouldn't say the way that Trump is doing it does.
Why is that?
Why is that? Because it causes more division. It compromises the human and constitutional rights of immigrants and citizens. And I think that
What
it's led way
constitution rights
to
is he violating?
Fifth Amendment, Fourth Amendment rights, and 14th Amendment rights.
Huh.
You got due process. You
Well,
got
due
birthright
process.
citizenship.
There was a bill passed in 2004. Immigrants that can't prove that they've been here for 2 weeks or are 100 miles away from the border can get deported without due process.
So that's not true. You're talking about expedited removal, and expedited removal still has to honor the Fifth and 14th Amendment rights of undocumented immigrants.
It says you can deport them without due process. So.
No.
I read it. Like, how are you going to tell me no?
Because of the SCOTUS ruling in 2021 on expedited removal. SCOTUS ruled that expedited removal still technically does honor the 5th and 14th Amendment rights of people, so technically, legally speaking, they do have due process. Not to mention that, of course, we have the Supremacy Clause of the Second Article of the Constitution, in which would state all governmental withholdings must act in obedience with the Constitution, meaning a piece of federal legislation can't be passed that contradicts the Constitution and stand on its own. It has to act in accordance with the Constitution. If it's unconstitutional, then the act is struck down.
Get out. No, I'm talking to somebody.
Is that mommy? Is that daddy? Grandmommy?
No,
One, two?
why are you disrespecting me like I'm some sort of like 15-year-old who lives in their parents' basement?
Because you crash out like a 15-year-old who lives in their parents' basement playing Fortnite at 2 a.m.?
I don't play Fortnite at 2 a.m. I actually hate that game.
Well, I know you just fucking spill water and throw over your trash and
Well, because I
fucking
kicked the
bash your table
I
when
kicked the
call you
fucking water
Phil.
bottle. Can we say the P? Can we please please? Can we just say the P word?
The P word.
Yes.
When I call
Please.
you the
I mean, I just
P
can't
word.
listen. No. If you want to call me it, like that's still disrespectful and disrespect my identity. But can you just say okay, P word or whatever, instead of actually saying the word? Because I just can't.
I feel like people
I actually started talking to a lawyer about this. Well, not
You
a lawyer.
started talking to
a therapist about this.
a therapist.
Yeah, I went to therapy. That's where I've been for the past couple months. Well,
What's
month.
their insight been?
They're saying that it's not good for my health to get riled up. I showed them some of the videos that I told them I'm gonna try and sue them and stuff for this, and and they said it wouldn't work out how I'm wanting it, but I'm still going to end up getting it done.
Okay. All right. So do you want to respond to the point that I brought up?
Yeah.
P
Okay.
word.
So,
You P
what was the
word.
point?
P word. You forget the point?
So you're just trying to. Okay. Did I forget the point? I did. I got a little flustered. What's going on?
Then I'm just gonna ask you a new question because we already had an hour long
Alright, that's fine.
an hour long conversation about immigration with a dumbass.
I've
right
only been.
before
I've only been up here for like 5-10 minutes.
I
you're
know.
talking about
it's-
last guest.
Yeah, it's a person that comes before you. So, is there anything that Trump could do that would make you stop supporting him as president? More specifically, I feel as if yesterday we saw, the day before yesterday, and my apologies, we saw, what can only be considered as one of the largest presidential scandals in American history. Donald Trump illegally hid files accusing him of raping a child. I
Wait.
think Donald... Yes, you heard me.
Wait, is that real?
Yes.
Can you pull the source up on the screen? Because if this is real, I might have to.
Actually, I
Can I see
can.
it?
Yes.
I just want to
Give me
look
one
at this
moment.
real quick and verify it.
Yeah, I made a video going over the sources. I'll go ahead and play you that video now.
It has been confirmed that Donald Trump illegally hid files that allege he raped a child. This very well could be the largest presidential scandal of American history, and no one is talking about it. So make sure to watch, share, and repost this video so everybody knows
Can you
what
skip
we're
over
about to
your
dive
yapping?
into.
We're about to have
So here's everything that you need to know. Let's start from the top. First and foremost, NPR released this bombshell article earlier today stating that they've done an investigation into the Epstein files, and what they've concluded is that the Justice Department has withheld some Epstein files related to allegations that President Trump sexually abused a minor, per their investigation findings. They then go on to say what was withheld were more than 50 pages of FBI interviews, as well as notes from conversations with a woman who accused Donald Trump of sexual abuse decades ago when she was a minor. But that's not all, because after NPR published their article, Democrats from the Oversight Committee in the House of Representatives, you know, the elected officials that have access to the unredacted Epstein files, said that they can confirm that the DOJ appears to have illegally withheld FBI interviews with a survivor who accused President Trump of sexual abuse. That's all for now, but seriously, like I said at the beginning...
There you go.
Huh. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So that I'm definitely gonna do my own research in that because I'm not gonna take your word, but that's definitely
Well, I'm
little
not asking you to take
suspicious
my
there.
word. I'm asking you to take Congress's word. That second
Yeah, I
statement
mean, it
that
could be-
corroborated
I'm not
NPR and
justifying
MSNA's
that.
reporting was the Oversight Committee in the House of Representatives.
Yeah. This isn't a pivot or anything, but like last night, or was it last? I can't remember. Last night or 2 days ago, whatever it was. I was watching that thing. I just didn't like it because Donald Trump, I felt like was like, glazing himself a little too much and stuff. But
Or the State of the Union?
yeah, that I had that on my TV. I was getting a little annoyed. Like I like Trump and stuff, but like he was kind of patting his own back a little bit too much. I didn't like it. He's the president.
Yeah. Remember when he gave a 100-year-old Vietnam War vet the Congressional Medal of Honor, which that Nam vet has probably been waiting for after nearly dying in Nam and then struggling with PTSD every single day until he's 100 years old. And then not even moments after he gave that Nam vet his Congressional Medal of Honor, Trump turns around and says that he deserves one too.
I think that's probably like a joke, but I mean, yeah, I don't agree with that either.
No, he says, I wish I could give one to myself. I deserve one too. And if that is a joke, what a disrespectful, tone-deaf joke. What a terrible, terrible joke. What a terrible, terrible joke. I'm going to thank a couple people,
Yeah.
then you could continue.
All right, I'll be right back. Actually,
Raven, thank you
if
for
can
the
take, like,
$20 over on
3 minutes.
YouTube Super Chat, who says somebody make sure Phil is okay. I don't think Phil's okay, dude. P-word's not doing too well.
Can
P-word's
we
not
say the
doing
P
too
word
well.
and not say the
yes,
actual
the
word?
P-word,
Thank
the
you.
P-word. Molly, thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo. Says, I didn't realize I needed Phil today. He had a bad day, now I feel so much better. Thank you. Yeah, I guess you crashing out over being called your name is really made Molly quite a happy camper. Thank you for the $10. Same thing with you, Megan. Thank you for the $5. Who says, play Phil a song. Ashley with the $5. Thank you so much as well. And then Kirsten, thank you so much for the $20 donation over on Venmo. Who says, thank you for being the truth in a USA filled with lies. Watching the State of the Union address for the first 45 minutes with you is so much worth of fact-checking, saved to prove some points. Well, thank you so much for the $20 and the kind words, Kirsten. Show some love to Kirsten down below. Yeah, man, that State of the Union was fucking disastrous, if you want me to be honest. Just completely disastrous. Thank you so much for the support, Kirsten. Kai and then Emily, thank you both for the $5 and the $3 as well. I appreciate y'all. We're all caught up over there. Then to quickly get caught up over on PayPal. Kai, thank you so much for the $15 over on PayPal. I appreciate you so much for the love, Kai. I'll take a look at that. Thank you so much. And then Aaron, thank you for the $15 as well in PayPal. He says, I'm pretty sure you just proved that Phil's the actual grifter. Of course he's the grifter. Thank you so much, Kai and Aaron. Show some love to Kai and Aaron. And then Joe, thank you so much for the $10 who says Phil is like the Phil, the groundhog. Always giving us
Say the
information
P
that we don't
word,
need.
dude, no.
Like Phil the groundhog gives us 6 more weeks of winter, and Phil the crash out gives us crash outs. I appreciate you so much for the $10, Joe. Let's get 100 Joe W's. And we're all caught up. I'm just simply reading off their messages, man. That's not me calling you the P word, it's them. I am going to read off their messages because they elected to support me over Venmo and PayPal, so of course I'm going to make sure that I accurately represent what they said.
It's still disgusting what you're doing.
What am I doing?
Give me 1 second. Sorry. Just read more donations or whatever.
No, that's it. I'm going to go to move on. You take care, Creed. Welcome into Sport Trump. Diana is not here. Good day. Good day. Make sure if you're in that queue that you are following our rules, everybody. We're going to go to get the next guest, Bit Swinson, loading up into the box. We're going to go to get that next guest loaded in. If you're watching and you want to support me, you want to support the work that we do, you could actually fund my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio and TikTok. Pay message over on YouTube. Not to mention the handles also at the top of the phone screen. I really appreciate y'all for the love and support. Welcome in, Bit Swinson. Do you support Trump? They're also not here, so we're going to move on to the next guest, MO Forever. We're going to go put those rules back up on screen as well. If you do break our rules, you will be banned rather quickly. Where are the rules at? There they are. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Do you know that Phil called 911 on you?
I did not know that. Thank you for sharing. I'm going to go ahead and assume that means that you're not a Trump supporter, so I'm going to kick you, but thank you so much for sharing. Moving on to the next guest, Edward. Wait, is this true? We got to ask Creed about it. We got to ask Phil about it. Because he's back in the queue. Phil, did you call 911 on me?
Yeah. Well, not on you, but like about you.
Fucking
Hold
why?
on, give me 1 second.
No, not 1 second, Phil. Get your ass back here and tell us why the hell you called 911 on me. By the way, that's a crime. You understand that it is legitimately a criminal offense to waste police resources. You cannot call 911 just to have a little chat, okay? You call 911 to report crimes.
It was, well, first I did accidentally call the actual 911. Then I called the non-emergency number.
Why did you call 911?
Because of what you were doing to me? Hate
What was I
criming
doing?
me?
You called 911 to report a hate crime because I call you Phil?
Yeah, I told them, and then they said over social media that's not something that police resources could handle. It was on my live stream.
Oh my god.
Listen, I even went live and
You did this on live?
Yeah.
Wait, so like they're not even like joking. Like you're not even, this isn't even a bit. Like you called 911
No, I did it on live stream, yes.
On live to
Yes.
tell them that you committed a crime on live. That's illegal. Wasting police resources.
No. It was not a crime. It was actually a real crime. If you hear cars in the background, I'm not driving. It's just I'm by
Oh
a
my
road.
god. Fuck you, Phil.
What? No, dude, I can't scream. I'm in public right
What
now.
is
Stop.
no? Phil. Fuck you, Phil. No, fuck
No,
you.
bro,
You wanted the
stop,
police to come.
stop.
You wanted the police to come put me in cuffs, to come give me a hard time, to come
No,
harass me.
Actually,
Dude,
I would be fine with that.
yeah. Fuck you, Phil.
Stop.
No, I won't stop. Because you
Why?
called the
What did
cops
I
on
do?
me. Because you called the cops on me.
It wasn't
I
even
won't.
on. I was just saying that there was somebody on social media hate criming me, and they said, "Sorry, sir, this isn't something that we could, do over 911." And they told me to call the non-emergency number.
Yeah,
So I did.
They let you off easy.
Let me off, bro. I said is a hate crime a crime?
Me calling you Phil's not a hate crime, so no.
Not what I said. Not what I said. Has anybody?
So
But
you
it
didn't
is a
even
hate
tell them
crime.
what the hate crime was. You just said that somebody had
No,
hate crimed
I
you.
did. I can't find the clip. I'm not by my second device, but I believe this was like last time I went live, like 2 weeks ago, a month, whatever. I was like, yeah, so there's this guy on social media hate criming me. He's calling me the P word. They asked, what is the P word? I said, it's Phil. And it's a derogatory term attacking my identity. And they said, sorry, sir, this isn't something, we could do right now.
You're
well,
literally
handle,
insane,
whatever.
Phil.
No,
You're
I'm not.
literally insane. Okay. We kicked him. We're moving on to the next guest, but that lady told us that he called the cops on us, so I had to inquire. What's up? Do you support Trump, Crooked? Hello?
Oh.
Do you support Trump?
Uh-huh.
Your bio says, never liberals, always Christ. Dude. Hello? Are you with us?
You want your buddies down there come over here say shit. Listen and not any was hanging around. You understand?
Okay, here's what I hear.
Everybody come over and say shit. But I don't know, because I don't know what the hell.
That's what I hear. I can't even make out what you're saying, my friend. Do you think that you could try to say it maybe a little bit more clearly?
Give me when I speak like this. I'm not talking to you directly.
Yeah, now I can hear you. Now I can hear you. Are you a Trump supporter?
I am a Trump supporter. I care about this country, and I care about America. And I don't think I give a damn about liberals like you who care about this coming up all day and saying shit.
Okay. All right. Yes. No. So real. Yes. True patriots like you, sir, really push this country in a positive direction. You bring the people together. We need more of this patriotism. It is so patriotic to throw the Constitution out the window. It was so patriotic when Donald Trump got his followers to raid the Capitol, literally smear their shit on the walls inside after, trying to kill cops and then giving them all pardons. USA.
Because that's not real. You know you like to lie about shit, and it's not even been made up in your little liberal mind.
No, my liberal mind didn't make Donald Trump's pardons, of the J6 domestic terrorists up. This is something that happened day one of his presidency. It was publicized by him.
Okay. Well, I haven't seen anything about it. I've never seen something ever about it.
You've never seen something ever about it?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so what have you seen something about? What have you seen something about? What's something Trump has done that you support?
That's what I said. Because I've seen less illegals. Prices down. I watched this as the longest speech he ever gave in the history of America yesterday. You understand? How do you think someone if he's supposed to be an old man or something, he's got up there and say the longest speech of his life? Did you know that? You stupid motherfucker.
You call me stupid? What are you drinking? Diet Coke? I like Diet Coke. That's been my drink of choice recently. What's that?
Spitting.
You're spitting? Oh, that was the dip spit. What kind of dude? Okay, I have a question. Where are you from?
Texas.
You're from Texas. You're from Texas. Okay? You're from Texas. A true American Texan patriot, right? Yeah. Amen. Amen. I have a question. Would you say that you are one of the most patriotic Americans alive today?
There's many ever in our military. I'm not in the military. Yeah, in the military.
But would you say for private citizens, you are one of the most patriotic Americans? You love this country and you love Trump, right?
I can tell a little more than you do. That's for sure.
Yeah, you love. Do you love Trump? Like, do you love him?
Girl, they lie about things
do you love Trump? Answer the question, please. Do you love Trump? Okay. How much do you love Trump?
More than most presidents. More than Obama and Biden and Bush and all of them.
Okay. Can you say that out loud? I love Trump.
I love Trump.
Would you consider him your daddy?
No, because you don't consider it your daddy because you're a family. You got estrogen in your body. I can hear the estrogen coming out of your voice, you little femboy.
Ooh, femboy. You want me to be a femboy? Why?
I never said I want.
Yes.
But I'll kick your fucking ass.
Whoa! Whoa! He left. Whoa! He got mad there. He got mad there. Wow. That was a pressure point. You guys, that was truly a pressure point. Insane. Brought you up yesterday to try to have a dialogue with you, but then I had to kick you because you were driving. Are you driving?
I was not driving, you bonehead.
Don't call me a bonehead, you bonehead.
It's going to sound like I'm driving right now, but you want me to turn on my camera and show you that I'm not? I'm actually with somebody right now. Say hello, the other person.
You're with somebody?
What's that? Say it again?
You're with somebody?
Yeah, I'm with a buddy of mine right now. He's listening in on this conversation.
Wow. Impressive.
He's actually a Kamala supporter.
Wow. I feel bad for him.
But he changed his mind after
with you.
the State of the Union last night.
Oh,
he,
yeah.
He was a Kamala supporter.
The patriotic State of the Union. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He saw that and he was like, wow, I'm jumping ship.
I know. All it takes is a shitty, boring speech from Trump to make you ignore the economic policy destroying the country, the fact that he's been defending murder, or wants to start a war with one of our allies, on top of calling for the execution of congressmen and women and illegally hiding files accusing him of child rape.
It's kind of crazy that he's the only one that's released and convicted Epstein, and none of this has happened under the Democratic regime. What do you got to say for that, Snowflake?
Oh, geez. You know what else we didn't see the last Democratic president do? We didn't see Biden call it an act of hostility to vote for the release of the files. We didn't see Biden, out Democrats that said they were going to vote for the release of the files, like Trump with Nancy Mace, Sloan Boebert, or MTG. We didn't see Biden, tell the Speaker of the House to delay the swearing-in ceremony of a new congresswoman, that was the final name on the discharge petition list to force the release of the files. And once again, we didn't see Biden illegally hide files that accused him of child rape. That was Trump. Likely the largest presidential scandal in American history.
So what your claim here is that Donald Trump is a child rapist. He rapes minors. That's the whole
Donald
conclusion.
Trump
Wait a minute. Hang on.
Files accusing him of child rape.
Oh my gosh, you can't take turns, can you?
I just needed to
Did
clarify.
Mom not teach you correctly how to take turns?
You want to change the claim that I'm making, but I do believe what you just said. I do believe that to be true. But that's not the claim that I'm making. The claim that I'm making is that Donald Trump illegally hid files accusing him of child rape.
So there's evidence under the e-files that's going to convict Donald Trump of child rape.
The claim that I'm making here is Donald Trump illegally hid files accusing him of child rape. Is that claim true or is that claim false?
That claim is false.
Why?
100% false.
Why? It's been confirmed by NPR, MS Now, and
No. Wait a minute. You asked me a question. Don't just go whack job on me. Let me answer. Can we do that, Mr.
Don't call me a whack job, you whack job.
Mr. Anxiety Pin. Can I get my conversation started?
Can you get an anxiety
here?
pin? I think I'd enjoy talking to you a whole lot more if you did.
I would never do that because I'm a real true American that doesn't need to put
real
pollution in
true
his body.
Americans just support rapists, not anxiety pins. Got it. Answer the question. Why do you believe it is false that Donald Trump has illegally hid files?
I'm not going to tell you why I believe. I'm going to tell you exactly how I know for fact that it's false. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Your ears. Turn and look at the other camera like I told you, little boy, the other day, and you listen to Daddy. So this is what it is.
Did you just refer to me as a little boy, then refer to yourself as my daddy?
That's right. The way that you're talking.
Do you typically tell random quote-unquote little boys that you're their daddy?
The only reason I'm calling you little boy is because
you typically tell random quote-unquote little boys.
Kamala said you were dumb.
Okay. That you're their daddy.
Yeah, you said okay. Yeah, I tell my son that I'm daddy all the time.
I said random little boys. Your little boy's not random.
Are you saying that you're a random little boy?
Yes, to you. I don't know you, and I think that you seem to
You're
forget that
telling
because
me
you
that
have a
you're a
very
random little boy?
parasocial relationship with me.
Well, yes. If you're telling me you're a random little boy, then yeah, you're a little boy.
No, I said that I'm a random quote-unquote little boy because you labeled me as a little
Okay,
boy.
you're a quote unquote good little boy.
Okay, so you're just doubling down. You do call random people little boys and say that you're their
No,
daddy.
no, I
That's really
call
weird.
little boys little boys. You just called yourself a little boy.
No, I
a
said
random
you,
little
do you-
boy.
No, I said you typically call random quote-unquote little
No,
boys.
don't go back on what you said.
I'm not going back on what I
Play
said. That's
back
what
the
I said
clip.
verbatim.
Play back the clip, Dean.
Easy.
I can hear.
Is that Donald just his fault?
You can't.
Did you just refer to me as a little boy, then refer to yourself as my daddy?
That's right.
Do
The
you
way that
typically-
you're
do you
talking,
typically tell random quote-unquote little boys that you're their daddy?
No. Keep going.
No, that's what I said. That's what I said. That's what I said. Get fucked. Okay,
What?
you lose again, Liam. You lose again. It's okay. We're used to it.
Oh my God, you're so disingenuous.
No,
It's
we
creepy.
just heard the clip. You lose again.
No, you didn't play the whole clip. You played the part you wanted
you
to.
lose again. You lose again, my friend. You lose again. I don't know. what
You
to
and the
tell you. You lose
BBC
again.
love to clip
Cope,
speeches,
cope,
okay?
Cope, keep coping. You lose again.
So
Now-
you and the
now respond to
BBC,
me
are
and
you
tell me why
guys
you think that it's
co-conspir-
false. Tell me why you think that it's false that Donald Trump illegally hid files accusing him of child rape, please. You still haven't done that.
I am. I want to jump on that, but I want to know if you and the BBC are co-conspirating to cut clips of people's, speeches.
Wait, you're asking me if I like to work with BBC?
Yeah, you a co-conspirator.
Okay, once again, so you call random guys little boys, say that you're their daddy, and then you ask them if they like to work with BBC. Okay, this is why, dude, brother, this is why
Back up, don't
MAGA
mute me.
is
Back
weird.
up. Did you call yourself a guy?
This is why MAGA is weird, man. So fucking weird. This is a political debate. Stop calling, yourself my
Dean,
daddy
Dean,
and asking me if
slow
I
down.
like BBC. Okay, Liam. Okay, that is really weird. Just answer, whoa. Oh, just answer, wow. Holy crap. Just answer the question. Why do you think it's false?
Let's get back to
the... Yeah, please. Wow. Wow, I'm struggling. Tell us why you think it's false that Trump illegally hid files accusing him of child rape.
Okay, let me tell you how I know for fact that he didn't hide files. Okay? There was redactions made for sure, and a lot of them through the millions and millions of pages of the e-files, okay? Now, these files were accessible prior to Donald Trump being the commander-in-chief, okay? The Democratic Party that did never want to see Donald Trump in power had these files on hand with their FBI under the leadership of their DOJ, the Democratic DOJ, and they could have pointed to the exact sentence that would have convicted Donald Trump. You absolute nut job. Dog walked. Your turn. Hit that anxiety pin because you're going to need it, little fella.
Okay, I
Go.
appreciate.
Hit it.
I appreciate
Hit-
your
hit
passion.
the pin.
I just wish that this passion could be used against Trump. But anyways, to correct you. So the reason why I don't think that we saw the Biden-Harris administration releasing the Epstein files is because they didn't believe in this unitary executive theory to the same extent that Trump does. In fact, Donald Trump has revolutionized the unitary executive theory in attempting to position himself as like the one unified controller of all, including the Constitution, not to mention all these federal agencies. But the presidents that have come before Trump, like Biden, they recognize the Oval Office and the executive branch of our government like separate and independent from the Department of Justice and other federal agencies. They didn't interfere with the DOJ, and the DOJ only interfered with them if they had good reason to, which would be, I don't know, like them committing a crime. Now, we already know there are Epstein files that could have lost Trump the election or significantly reduced the amount of people that voted for him. And we know that if the Biden-Harris administration truly wanted to, they could have only released those specific files to help Kamala Harris win the election, but they didn't, which only gives you and everybody else watching the stream more and more reason to believe that they truly deem the DOJ as an independent entity far and away from them, okay, and wouldn't interfere with them regardless of why, okay? And like some of the files that they could have released that they didn't would be the letter that Trump sent to Jeffrey Epstein in 2003 for his 50th birthday, depicting the naked body of a girl with a statement, "May every new day be a wonderful secret." If they just released that, it would have reduced Trump's chance at winning the election. Same thing with Epstein's letter to Larry Nassar, saying that Trump shares their affiliation for young sexually attractive girls, or the sex accusations made against Trump tipped off to the FBI, including the two very credible accusations made by a person who's deemed as a credible survivor by the Trump DOJ in his first term, which then won a settlement of millions of dollars from Epstein, that also accused Donald Trump, or another credible accuser who signed an accusation form under penalty of perjury, and if she was lying, she could have faced 8 years in jail. Once again, the Biden-Harris administration could have released any of those files to damage Trump's campaign. They didn't, which proves that they genuinely saw the DOJ as an independent entity far and away from them, likely to the extent of not even taking a moment to look at and read the Epstein files.
Okay. Let me say a couple of thank yous after this, and then you could probably say yours as well. But anyway, you just said a lot, but you actually said nothing. You just said that they stepped away from, the Department of Justice and the FBI so they could do their job. They didn't want to be, involved or something? So what you're saying is, is under the Biden administration, who can elect and fire the head of the FBI, no problem, That's their DOJ, their Department of Justice. You're somehow saying that they got it wrong as well and the Biden administration had nothing to do with that? Do you even know what you're saying is what I would like to know?
Yeah, what I'm saying is that the Biden-Harris administration didn't uphold the... you just didn't listen, sir. Yeah, I know exactly what I said. I'll repeat it in like 2 sentences or less. They didn't uphold the unified executive theory. They viewed the DOJ as an independent entity far and away from them, and they didn't interfere with the DOJ.
Okay, let me say thank you so much to Timmy for the $5.
Jessica, thank you so much for the $75 donation over on Venmo. I really appreciate you so much for that love. Sincerely and genuinely, Jessica, thank you so much for the kindness. If we could please have everybody watching show some love to Jessica down below in the comment section. Shut up, grifter. I'd really appreciate it. Genuinely and sincerely, Jessica, that is so much money. Thank you so much for the kindness. Jessica, with the $75, says, "Hey, Dean, I've had to take a break from the streams for the sake of my mental health." I get you, Jessica. But I'm glad to be back today. Still love and support you 100%. So here's a little something to say thank you for all that you do. Jessica, I hope that you're having a great day, and I completely understand the necessity to take a break for your mental health. It has been exhausting lately. I mean, we're just getting worse and worse headlines every day. And thank you so much for the support. If we could please have the chat show some love to Jessica down below, it would really make the world and mean the world to me. And in fact, just because of how grateful and thankful I am to Jessica, I'm going to go ahead and now give her 5 big booms. Boom! 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 And if you guys could please also show some love to Jessica down below in the chat, I'm sure that she would really appreciate it as well as I know I would. Same thing to Nicole. Thank you so much for the $5. Amanda, thank you so much for the $10. Says you give me hope that the kids are going to be all right. Thank you so much for that love, Amanda. And then Sophie, thank you so much for the $10 as well. He says, I'm currently on a 15-hour road trip. Thank you for keeping me sane. Dude, let's go. I hope that the road trip goes all right. As well as Alexander with a 2, Justin with a 5, Sydney with a 5, and then Brandon. Thank you so much for the $10. And Elliot with a 15, who says, as a trans person myself, tell Phil to go get a life. So real, Elliot. Thank you for the $15. And then Josh, thank you so much for the $10. We are all caught up over on Venmo. Let's quickly catch up on PayPal. Fussy, thank you for the $5. Who says, hey, Dean, good to see you, brother. Good to see you too. Hope, thank you for the $10 for half of a Geek Bar fund. Well, I'm using an anxiety pin, but thank you for half of the anxiety pin fund. And then Heidi, thank you so much for the $10. We are all caught up. If you do want to support me, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in the bio on my TikTok account. Pin message on YouTube, and the handle's also at the top of the phone screen. I get 100% of those proceeds, and you can attach a message, and I'll try to do my best to read it off. Go ahead, Liam. Do you want to respond to the argument that I gave to you, or do you just want to grift?
I would like to be able to say thank you, if that's okay.
I don't really want you to grift on my live stream.
Okay, I'll just do 2. 2 will be fine. I want to sound like you though when I do it.
No, I don't.
Timothy,
I'm not
thank
gonna
you
allow
so
to-
much for the $5. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm putting you on mute because you're grifting. If you could please just give a counter argument to the position that I gave about why Biden didn't release.
And
the
one more
files,
thing.
I'd be really
Thank you so
appreciative.
much for the 400.
Oh, is this him getting mad?
See, I get more excited the more money is in. No, I just said I
are
get
you,
more
I think
excited
that, I
the
think that
bigger
you're
the
jealous of
donations
the
are.
people who donate to me. You're upset.
No, watch. This is what it is. Thank you
No,
for the
calm down.
$5. Thank you for the $5. Thank you so much for the $200. See how I'm
Yeah.
more happy when there's more money? See how the gifts, the bigger the
Yeah.
gift, the more happy I get?
I-
That's just all I want to say. Yeah,
so
just more happy,
I'm
the more
appreciative
money.
for all donations, but like, yeah,
Oh, I know,
clearly
but you're a little more
I will like
appreciative for
give a
more.
larger reaction to like a $200 donation than a $5 donation. Like, if I did it, if anything, I feel like that'd be like pretty disrespectful to the person who sent the $200 donation.
I know, but what about those people that all they can afford is the $5 and you say, thank you so much. But then there's people
That's
that send,
exactly
you know,
exactly what I do. I say thank you so much. Clearly, yes.
Why are you muting me? You don't like what I'm saying? Let me
I
Speak,
just
bro.
think that you're. Wait, speaking of, yo, Jenna, thank you so much for the
Need to mute, 'cause muting me-
$100 donation over on YouTube Super Chat. Holy crap, Jenna. Thank you so much for the love. That is so incredibly kind of you. I want to see 1,000 Jenna W's down below in that chat. Thank you so much for the support. Show some fucking love to Jenna down below. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate you so much. Show some love to Jenna. Thank you so much. It is so good to see you again today. Can I get a W, Jenna, from you, Liam? Bad boy. Addie, thank you for the $5 statue.
I would, but
Lee,
Jenna's
thank you for the
sister, actually.
$15 over on Venmo, who says, hey, Dean, do you have a photographic memory? I sure do. Thank you so much for the $15. I appreciate you for supporting the Griff. Andrew, thank you for the $10 as well. He says, this guy sounds crazy. And then Wayne, thank you for the $2. I really appreciate you so much for that. Love, Wayne. Over on PayPal, Aaron, thank you for the $5. And then Corinna, thank you so much for the $20 so I can interrupt Liam for a little bit longer. Thank you so much for that love, Corinna. Let's get 200 Corinna W's. Thank you guys so much for the support. A huge shout out to y'all. Huge shout out to y'all. Now stop being a jealous, little guy and go ahead and respond to the counter argument I give to your position. When you talk about my donations, once again, it just kind of shows that you wish you could be me. Not a good look. So just take it away. Tell us what the counter response is to the original position purported that you've been running away from for the last 5 minutes straight.
I haven't been running away. I answered all your questions yet again. This is one of those streams where I don't get to ask questions. I just get to answer questions. Anyway, that's fine. I get it.
That's not
and
true.
one thing,
The position that I want you to
Dean,
respond
Dean,
to
Mr.
was legitimately a response
Mr.
to
Withers.
your question. You're whining and you're moaning and you're complaining because you got on your own question. You asked me, why didn't Biden release them? This means that Donald Trump wasn't incriminated. I said, we already have files that incriminate Trump that they didn't release. So that means your hypothesis is false. But if you want to know why they didn't release them, it's likely because they didn't hold to any version of a unitary executive theory, and they deemed the DOJ is completely independent and separate from themselves, and they did not interact or interfere with the DOJ. So sit down, shut up. That was a question that you asked and I answered. You got cooked. Huge dubs. Anything else, little guy?
No. My rebuttal for that was I said you believe that the FBI and the DOJ under the Biden administration was completely incompetent. You didn't answer that at all.
No, not incompetent. Operated independent from Biden.
Okay, wait, no. Independent. I get it. I heard what you said. But my question is, okay, as being directed, who hires the head of the FBI and who fires the head of the FBI?
That would be a position selected by the president.
Great. Awesome. So apparently you're telling me they didn't do their job correctly under the leadership and direction of the president?
So they don't operate under the leadership and direction of the president.
But they get hired and fired by the president. Okay.
Right. But they don't operate under the leadership and direction of the
my
president.
turn, little
They're hired
fella.
by the president, but they don't operate under the direction of the
You
president.
just made a boo-boo. You made a little boo-boo, fella. Okay? The boss is the one who takes the heat when his employees don't do the job, Dean Withers.
No.
Okay.
Not
So
in
now,
reference
wait,
to the appointees made
don't
by the
interrupt.
president.
Don't interrupt.
Unless we're operating under
Oh my gosh.
the
You
unitary
can't-
executive theory.
You can't help yourself, can you?
And it could be because of like the fact that they're making the appointment. Here, listen. Do you think that SCOTUS works under the dictation of the president? Oh wait, no, because that wouldn't make any sense because they're three co-equal branches. But who appoints the SCOTUS people? Yeah. The
Why are we
president.
jumping?
Your point
Why are
fails.
we jumping to? Why are we jumping to SCOTUS when we're talking about FBI
because
and DOJ?
because it refutes the argument that you're attempting to purport. You're trying to say that the DOJ did not operate independently of the Biden-Harris administration because Biden appointed the Attorney General. However, I think that two things can be true at once. I think it can be true that somebody is appointed by the president while that person's appointed role operating independent of the president. A really good example of this would be the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court justices are appointed by the president, then confirmed by Congress. Yet SCOTUS works independently from Congress and it works independently from the executive branch of our government. So basically the notion is here, sure, I absolutely accept that the president will ultimately appoint the attorney general of the DOJ, but after they are appointed, they are supposed to be working independent from the executive branch of the government, including influence from the president, which is exactly how the DOJ operated under the Biden-Harris administration, but no longer operates today under Trump. I'm happy that I could give you Civics 101. You honestly could have learned this in a 10th grade classroom, but you know, and education,
we've learned nothing from you. Stop
never.
talking. We've learned nothing from you yet. Stop talking.
Big mad,
please.
big coat, big projection.
No. You're not explaining how Biden did not call, the Department of Justice and the FBI a failure. They at least failed in releasing the incriminating evidence that would have shown Donald Trump as a child rapist. Okay. Now, Donald Trump has appointed people in his cabinet
and
that he has not helped. Hang on, that Donald Trump. Okay, got it. Now you're actually conceding. I love it. Perfect. Let me finish. So
no,
Donald
I'm not conceding
Trump
because the
Donald Trump. Yes,
Liam, I'm not conceding because the claim that you're trying to make here is that there is not any files that allege Donald Trump was a child rapist that Donald Trump illegally concealed. Okay, by me stating that I wish the Biden-Harris administration would have released them is not me stating that Donald Trump didn't illegally hide those files, preventing them from being released. So don't equivocate between those two claims in an attempt to mount a concession for myself. You're very dishonest. I'm happy that I could clarify that you're engaging in equivocation and you're clearly wrong. If you actually take a look down at the chat, everybody's calling for me to kick you because this debate's not going anywhere.
No,
because it has to do
bro, don't
with
do
me
that.
slamming you down and then you denying the slam
you've been
down,
muting me constantly.
and then you going off on something new.
Run again, little fella. Just run. Do it.
I'm not going to kick you. I'm just saying that's why the chat wants me to kick you. I'm not going to kick you.
Yeah,
yet.
because every time you start to get dog walked, the chat's like, get rid of him, get rid of him.
Just
every
because you
time,
say
bro.
that you're dog walking me doesn't make it true, but I understand, the want to project when you have an ego as large as the one you do. Of course, you can't handle the fact that you are losing this debate, so I expect nothing less from you than to turn around and project that on me.
Very big ego.
Yes.
Very large. No, I don't have a big ego. Thanks for projecting though. Your ego onto me.
Another cope through denial and projection. The way that I've clearly beat you in this debate is because you asked me, well, Dean, it can't be true that that Trump illegally hid files where he is accused of child rape, because if those files existed, then they would have been released under the Biden-Harris administration. I then very quickly defeated your argument by pointing out that we already have files that are public that would have made Donald Trump look bad, could have lost him the election, like his letter to Jeffrey Epstein for his birthday, or the letter that Jeffrey Epstein sent to Larry Nassar, or the evidence that shows Donald Trump actually knew what Epstein was doing years and years ago, contradicting Trump's testimony that he never knew what Epstein was doing. And then the second part of my response there was to go on to describe the fact that, well, the reason why they didn't interfere with the DOJ, even when we wish they would have, to release those files, is because they didn't hold to unitary executive theory. Right? So clearly, my response to your claim left you losing the debate. And in response to that response, you just said, Dean, you were talking in circles. You said nothing of value. Nothing you're saying right now is making any sense. And then you go on to say that you're winning the debate. It's embarrassing for you and your bloodline. I wish that you could do better.
Hang on. So this is the problem. You said that if this evidence would have been presented, that it would have stopped Donald Trump from being elected because it's such incriminating evidence. Okay. Now, he was held civilly liable of assaulting E. Jean Carroll, prior to his election. You understand that? Now, that same woman in her memoirs said that there was 22. 22.
1
Hang on,
Good
bro.
Point. No, honestly,
So,
Liam, you're actually right.
Stop for a second,
Good
bro.
point.
You're so...
A court already proved that he raped a woman and we all still voted for him.
Wow.
Good point. Go ahead. I'm just saying, actually, good point. You're right, but this only makes
Dude,
you guys look bad,
muted
not
me
me.
40... Dude, Chat, how many times has Dean muted me? I'm sure he's going to do it again right now, but go ahead, mute me.
That one was for the love of the game. I was literally
There you
just
go.
interrupting to say good point. That's all. Wait, go ahead.
So you said that if this evidence came out, that would have showed that he's a rapist, he would have not won the election. Was he held civilly liable before the election or after?
Before.
Oh, darn it! Darn it! That refutes your claim right there. So the American people, wait on. So the American people said.
1 second. I concede.
Hang on. The American people said her memoirs said that she said
1
there was
second. I just want to respond.
20 plus other men that said.
1 second. I just want to respond.
Had,
you made a good point, Liam. I concede. I forgot that MAGA doesn't care about raping women or girls. I did say that if this evidence came out, that Donald Trump knew what Epstein was doing, was credibly accused of child rape, so on and so forth, that would have either made him lose the election or would have reduced the chance that he won. And then you brought up the fact that a court literally proved he raped a woman before the election and he still won. I concede you are right. I just forget that, so many people in our country are so apathetic to survivors of SA and are so willing to put a literal rapist in the Oval Office. And clearly, it probably wouldn't have changed much if those files came out. But this doesn't make me look bad. This makes you look bad. Like, your argument that you use to prove me wrong, admittedly, you proved me wrong. I do concede. That's the first time I've done that in a very long time. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, unironically, I concede. Is that, oh, wait, Dean, you are wrong because we don't care about rape.
No, that's not what I said. I said that the American people are smart, the voters, okay? And I'm talking about Democrat and Republican voters, because there's a lot of Democrats that turn to the conservative party, okay, after cases like the Eugene Carroll case, okay, when this woman said there were 22 other men in her memoirs who took advantage of her as well, okay? So people do not like liars, that's for sure. And also, it was a case of money, okay, and not a criminal case. It was a 51% guilty case and not a 90+% guilty case, okay? There's a lot of variables going on here. Now, please answer me this. Please,
I want to respond to all
genuine,
of that
I know, please as genuine as you possibly can. Do you think that it is possible
respond to all of that
in the e-files that Donald Trump is not guilty of touching any minors? You think it's possible?
Sandrov, I appreciate you so much for the Viking Hammer. I think it's possible in the same way that 9/11 being an inside job is possible, but that possibility is infinitesimal.
So it's a conspiracy is what you're saying? That's all you're saying?
I'm saying that believing
Answer my question directly, Dean. This is an important question.
I'm saying that believing that Donald Trump is innocent would amount to a baseless conspiracy theory.
I didn't say believing.
We have
I
would
said,
indicate
is it possible that he is not guilty of being inappropriate with minors in the e-files?
Yes, it is possible in the same way that 9/11 being an inside job is possible.
He can't answer.
What? I'm
You
answering
can't answer
the question,
bro.
You said yes or no, then I said yes.
The question
it is possible.
Directly.
Okay, direct answer. Yes, it is possible in the same way that 9/11 being an inside job is possible, in the same way that unicorns existing is possible, in the same way that you having a brain is possible. Okay? It is technically possible, but that possibility is infinitesimally low and would amount to an egregious and baseless conspiracy theory because all of the evidence in which we have would strongly indicate otherwise. Now, to respond to the first two claims that you made, you said that you do not think Trump raped Eugene Carroll, even though he literally said he did what he did to her in the 2005 Access Hollywood tapes, and he's laughed and admitted to sexual exploitation before, and the unanimous jury of 9 found him guilty, because Eugene Carroll in her book accused 22 other men. You are wrong, and you know it. You are an idiot who is misrepresenting the book of a victim. Inside of that book, she only accused 2 men of sexual misconduct, that being her former CEO of CBS, Les Moonves, and Donald Trump, okay? The other men inside of her book are not accused of sexual misconduct. She just merely said that they left indelible and ugly marks on her story. And honestly, I'm surprised that Eugene Carroll could only think of 21 men that left ugly marks on her story. For all the women and girls out here, you know it, I know it. More than 21 men have wronged y'all. Let's use our brains here. And that is a brainless dispute of the court that found Donald Trump guilty of rape. That is a lazy, unarticulate, unintellectual argument, and you know it, Liam. Then the next position that you shared with us, once again,
So
was
you're
a question.
saying that men take advantage of women is what you're trying to say. Like Harry Sisson is what you're trying to say, right?
Okay, pivot.
No, it wasn't a pivot.
Yes.
No.
I want you to.
It's a white knight mentality.
Pivot.
Of people who act like they're these superior human beings because they follow a party like the Democratic Party.
Pivot.
Wait a minute, bro.
Pivot.
You're interrupting again.
You're pivoting.
I didn't interrupt.
You're pivoting. I'm interrupting you because you're
I'm
pivoting.
not pivoting.
I can explain how you're pivoting.
I'm talking about two atheist Democrats.
Pivot. I know, exactly.
Like-
You're not talking about the E.G. Carroll court case.
And
Pivot.
Harry Sisson.
Pivot.
What's the difference between the two of you?
Not going to answer because it's a pivot. Respond to the E.G. Carroll case. That's a point that you brought up that I disputed. Respond to it.
I wouldn't answer that if I were you either, bro.
All right. So respond.
Respond to what? That E. Jean Carroll said that there was a lot of men that have taken advantage of her, and Donald Trump was another one, and she wanted money.
Oh, my eye itches. Jesus, I'm over here. Oh my God.
No,
I'm
you're
over here
crying.
dying.
We get it. You're crying. You're emotional.
No, I have allergies.
Maybe you should go outside and touch the grass. Maybe you can
No.
get some pollen in your system or something.
That's actually what gave me the allergies because I was outside all day.
No, you're inside all day. 4 hours. Idiot. There it is. 4-hour streams
what is
daily
your evidence?
inside.
What
with
was your evidence that I was
anxiety
inside all day before I started my stream? Oh, you believe in things without evidence? Very typical for MAGA.
and the middle finger. I thought you were
I guess you got fucked up.
I thought you were the guy.
You
that
tried
said,
to hit a
"Liam,
pivot, and in hitting that pivot, you got clocked.
Liam, let's not ad hom. Let's not.
Oh,
mock
this is
each other.
not an ad hom.
Remember that?
The sky
Remember
is
then you
blue
talk
and,
about my
you're an
erect
idiot.
penile with my wife. You said, "Oh,
Well, it's actually the lack of an erection.
I was going to say this,
Not your
but
wife's fault, by the way. Your fault. Oh my God. Holy shit. 1 second. I'm going to make sure that's real.
Is this a huge donation or something that you're saying?
Yes. Yes, Liam.
I know. I can see. We can see your eyes. It must be over 150, maybe maybe
Yes.
$400.
Oh my God, Liam. It's a big one.
Is it a big one? He's going to get really happy, everyone.
Yes! Yes, I will!
Here he goes.
Sandra! Oh my God. Thank you so much for the 300 euros over on YouTube Super Chat. Holy shit, Sandra. Thank you. Thank you so much for the love and support, Sandra. That is like literally so much money. To the moon and back, there's not a bone in my body.
deserve it, Sandra.
Exactly. I don't deserve it, Sandra. There's not a bone in my body that does. I don't deserve it at all. I don't deserve it at all. And just know that I appreciate you so very much. I appreciate you. We appreciate you. That is so incredibly kind. Legitimately and genuinely. Sandra with the 300 euros says, greetings from Belgium. Does MAGA know people lived on your land before Europe discovered it? Oh, and did you notice what's going on with the USA ambassadors in France, Belgium, and Poland? Got some money back on my taxes, so I'm sharing it with you. I doubt MAGA knows about indigenous Americans. They try to forget about them. Oh, he was so pissed about that. He left, by the way, you guys. And no, what's going on with the USA ambassador, Sandra? But thank you so much for the support. Show some love to Sandra down below. Thank you so much. Something else that I do want to shout out here is if you are watching over on YouTube, I'd highly recommend supporting on the V and the P compared to the Super Chat, because I only get around 30% of the Super Chat compared to 100% of the V and the P. And you can find that in the pin message, but I really appreciate y'all. You guys are awesome. That pissed him off so much that he literally left the live stream. Dude was so mad that he left. Ran away again, by the way. Liam keeps on running. Keeps on running. I have not had a conversation with Liam that didn't end in him suddenly leaving in a year, by the way. Hello. Do you support Trump, Mr. Dark MAGA?
Coming in clearly?
Yeah, you are coming in clearly. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Is the Dark MAGA thing a bit, or is that like legit?
No, I'm being completely serious.
Oh, you actually consider yourself dark MAGA.
Okay.
You know you're quite the edgelord.
Okay. Do I start saying my spiel, or do you want to, like, question my age? I'm not sure how this works with you.
Yeah, how old are you?
I am 40 years old.
Why is he acting like this? What year were you born in?
1986, brother.
Okay, why is he acting like this? Once again, what is he doing? Sounds good.
Here, I'm
gonna thank
acting
it.
like this. Like,
I'm gonna thank a couple people,
okay,
and then
no,
I'll pass
do
that
your
mic
thing.
off to you.
Thank your people.
Hey, Isabella, thank you so much for the $20 over on PayPal. It says, here's a fake $20, since I couldn't send it yesterday when the crazy lady was screaming at you, Dean. Love you. Love you too, Isabella. Thank you for the fake $20. Let's show some up to Isabella down below in that chat. Same thing to Alexander. Thank you so much for the $14. I appreciate you so much for that love, Alexander. Let's get 150 Alexander W's down below in that chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Julie, thank you so much for the $10. Who says, does this man know that every vagina within a 1,000-mile radius of him has to put up a close sign because of how obnoxious and gross he is. Ew. Well, Julie, cook 'em, Julie. Thank you for the $10. I appreciate that. I'd also like to thank Rebecca for the $40 donation over on PayPal. Holy crap, Rebecca! Rebecca says, hey, Dean, could you look into a time limit for insufferable guests like Liam who are very rude and condescending, smartasses who will never change? I love your debates, but some of these guests need to be kicked, like Liam, the weird vegan guy, or the fish girl, lol. Yeah, well, he usually ends up leaving on his own, which is very appreciated by myself. But good commentary, good criticism. Thank you so much for the $40, Rebecca. That's seriously a whole lot of money. Show some love to Rebecca down below. And then Queen Kathy is coming in hot over here with the $100 donation on PayPal, who says, and I quote, "This guest is a loser," in reference to Liam, and she even put loser in all caps. Kathy, you know I love you. Queen Kathy is back in the building. Thank you so much for the crazy amount of love and support. I want to see 1,000 Kathy W's down below in that chat. And just one last person to thank over here on PayPal, Miss Mia. Thank you so much for the $50 on PayPal. Who says, you say that you don't deserve all the donations you get, but honestly, if I did this, I'd crash out like Phil every single time with every single person. So yes, you do deserve these donations. Well, I appreciate you so much for the $50, Mia. Let's get 500 Mia W's. And honestly, it's taken a while to train myself to not crash out, quite frankly. We are all caught up on PayPal to quickly catch up on Venmo. Lauren, thank you so much for the $10. Who says, I know you're tired, but thank you for coming on today. Someone's got to walk these dogs. Jacob, thank you for the $10 as well. Joe, thank you for the $10. Thank you. And then Wendy, thank you so much for the $20 over on Venmo, who says, you give love for all the donations, not just a big one. People are just batshit crazy. Thank you so much for the $20, Wendy. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for the love and support. Let's go ahead and hop back into those debates. If you're watching and you want to show some love or support and support me / what we do here, you can find my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in the bio on my TikTok account. You could also find the V and the P, the Venmo, and the PayPal, and the pin message over on that YouTube stream, or, in the and on the top of the phone screen. Go ahead and take it away. Tell us why you support Trump.
Donald Trump is the best possible way we have to hurt white people.
What do you mean by that?
Oh. I've watched you a few times. Could you do that thing you do where you list off all the reasons why Trump is bad? That's my answer.
After you expand on your view? Are you basically saying like all the bad things that Trump is, it's like ultimately those things like hurt like white Americans and that's why you support him?
Oh yeah.
Okay, you know that all those things hurt non-white Americans more?
Yeah, I know, but we'll survive you. We always have.
Okay. So you're like a representative for all non-white people, and you're saying, well, it's okay if like brown people are getting tortured
please
and
do
beaten
not
in
do that
Seacon
thing
and El
where you
Salvador. Shut up. It doesn't matter if like black people are getting called monkeys or apes. It doesn't matter if black and brown people are being detained by ICE agents because of the color of their skin. As long as like white people also hurt some, like you don't care. So unironically, like I'm sure that your position insofar as like why you want white people to hurt is like what, like rooted within like historical like white supremacy.
No.
Oh, okay, what is it rooted in? Why do you want all white people to hurt?
Well, first off, Mr. Withers, could you like take back like all of that you just put in my mouth? Like
No,
that was rude.
Because I didn't put it in your mouth.
No,
you put it
you
in
won't.
your own mouth. You're the one that decided to share the position. You
No, I did not say any of those things. I simply said he is the best way to hurt white people, and then you said,
and that I brought up the
all
fact
of
that the
this
things that
other
he's doing that
no-
are harmful hurt black and brown people more, and then you said, well, we'll survive.
we will survive. You.
Right. So ultimately, right, you're saying that like calling black people apes or sending brown people to be tortured in Secot and El Salvador is worth it. So white people. hurt a
Brother,
little
that's
bit too.
every day. That happened to me this morning.
Okay. Wait. So you're saying because there is a high level of racism against black and brown people that already exists, you don't care if that level of racism becomes exponentially higher.
No, I just said like.
You know who would agree with you? White supremacists. White supremacists would agree with you. Do you see how your view leads to you agreeing with the white supremacists?
No.
Oh, well, I think it becomes
anyways,
clear. I think it becomes clear how your view leads to you agreeing with the white supremacists. The only like demographic of people on the face of planet Earth that agree with you, saying like, "Oh, I support Trump because of the ways in which he's harming disproportionately black and brown people," are like white supremacists, neo Nazis, alt right fascists.
So I'm not understanding the point of this. Like you bring us on here and like you want to know why we still support Trump. Like, is there anything else to this?
I'm not sure that you understand much.
Okay. I'm glad you feel that way. I'm just glad your followers are getting to hear a different point of view.
Oh no, this is not a different point of view.
Oh, you've heard this tape before. Okay.
Yeah, well, the point of
I'm
view is
sorry
that like
for
you support
calling in.
Donald
No,
Trump
no,
hurting
God
people
damn it.
disproportionately hurting black and brown people. Yeah, that's what we hear every day. We hear that from a lot of white supremacists. We hear that from a lot of Nazis, and now we're hearing it from you.
Okay. No, I just want to say something really funny. His following is weird, but there is nothing wrong with it. I want you guys to understand. New account. I don't use TikTok, so
We're kicking him. Let's go to move on to the next guest. He was following some weird accounts. They were minors from what I could tell, though. Let's go to get the next guest loaded up into the box right now. We got Kyle Bucks loading up into the queue. I didn't really take a moment to look at the accounts that he followed, but I briefly scrolled through one. I just saw, like women wearing not a lot of clothes. All right, we got Emmy loading up. Okay. Emmy's not loading up. Yeah, that last guest got gagged rather quickly. They were rather quickly sat down, might I say. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yes.
How old are you?
I'm 19.
What year were you born in?
2006.
And what time is it?
It's 6:41.
What state are you in?
I'm in Virginia.
What's the
Richmond.
capital of Virginia?
Richmond,
Okay, and what's one state that borders Virginia?
West Virginia.
Probably right. Map of US. I'll just double check. Right. Okay. Why do you support Trump?
Just because of his economic policy. By the way, at the forefront, my English isn't very good. It's because I immigrated here when I was 8, and I didn't have a lot of English knowledge. I
You're
came
good, man.
from Austria.
It's
And,
actually pretty damn good. If you asked
Oh,
me to
thank you
speak
very much.
Austrian, I would not be able to speak it as well as you speak English. In fact, I don't think
Oh,
I know
it's like
single
a
Austrian
German
word,
language.
German. So go ahead, take it away.
Yeah. And I have a little bit of a problem with interrupting, so if I ever interrupt you, just say the word and I will stop interrupting you.
You're good.
So
Just tell us, please, what economic policies of Trump's do you support?
I support how he raises the purchasing power of the top 1%.
Yeah. What about the other 99?
Well, I'm not really in the 99, so
You're in the top 1%.
It doesn't apply to me.
Okay. So if it doesn't apply to you, then you don't care.
It's not really that I don't care. I just think I have to vote on which policy
Your
is
own
best for
interest.
me.
So if you were a white person during American slavery, would slavery have hurt you?
Not really.
It would have benefited you, most
Would have
likely,
benefited
right?
me.
Right. So you would have fought for the Confederacy?
I mean, if you put it like that, yeah.
Right. So you would have fought for slavery. Yeah, you're crazy. I mean, you.
I mean, I don't think you can.
There's German roots are really sticking out. And,
Like I said, I'm not
Of
German.
course,
I'm
it's
from
supposed to be
Austria.
framed as a Austrian. I thought that you said German. You said you speak German, so never mind. And that was,
Yeah.
of course, supposed to be framed as a joke, but in all reality, what's true here is that it is absolutely insane to suggest that you would have fought for slavery, that you would have fought for the Confederacy. Do
No,
you
no, no.
realize that
I
that
didn't
makes
say
you
I
like
would
a
have.
completely terrible person?
I didn't say I would have. I said that according to your logic, yes, but I don't think you can put the economic policy at the same level as slavery.
It's the logic that you shared, right? Like you literally said that you don't care about things that don't affect you. You were always going to vote in your best interests. I've been asked you if you were white during the Civil War, would slavery have been in your best interest? You said yes, and then I asked you, so therefore you would have fought for the Confederacy, and you said yes. You told us that you would have fought for the Confederacy.
Like I said, I don't think you can put these two on the same level.
You told us that you would have fought for the Confederacy.
I said, if according to your logic, yes, but I don't think I would
Okay.
have.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So he tried to like walk back the claim after he made it, and I'm not gonna let that one slide. Let's go ahead and move on to the next guest right now. Only hop inside of that queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump as president. Like, I'm so sorry. He was like trying to gaslight us into believing that he wouldn't have fought for slavery. Clearly, after he told us that he would have fought for slavery. Like he said, yes, Dean, I would have fought for slavery. Okay. Welcome in. Do you support Trump? Okay, he's in here. We're going to move on to the next guest right now. We got Lauren85 loading up into the box. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Hi.
Hi.
Yes. Hello.
How old are you?
19. October 25th, 2006.
Okay, what year were you born in?
I just said October 25th, 2006.
Okay, so true. So why do you support Trump as president?
So I need to kind of explain where I'm coming from at first. I used to live in Canada. Now I live in Vegas.
Okay.
So in Canada, if I'm being honest, I think Trump is a disgusting human being. But the reason I do support him, and I did vote for him in the last election, is because, sorry, I'm a little flustered. I've been on this live waiting to be joined in and did not expect for you to accept me. But anyways, the only reason I really support him is the border laws and all the immigration stuff, because like I said, I used to live in Canada, and just very recently I moved to Vegas. But
I gotta confirm
Canada-
your age here. Do you happen
Okay.
to work or go to school?
No. I
Okay,
told
so-
you my birthday.
Okay, so you like live with your parents.
Yeah.
Okay.
I told you my birthday.
I know, but you just sound rather young, and I like to err on the side of caution. So when somebody sounds young, I like to ask clarifying questions.
Okay, what's a clarifying question?
Well, I don't know if I have any for you since you don't work or go to school. So unfortunately, I'm just gonna have to move on. Unfortunately, that's just kind of it, folks. When we have somebody join the live stream, that, you know, we'll give like a correct age and a correct birth date, but sounds younger and can't ask the clarifying questions. Unfortunately, we do have to move on. I would like to acknowledge that, like, clearly there are a lot of younger Americans that are 19 years old that don't work, don't go to school. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing necessarily wrong with that. But, you know, I'd like to clarify here that we just have to err on the side of caution for minor safety. So welcome in. Do you support Trump?
No, I do not.
Okay. Unfortunately, right now we're just looking for people who do support Trump to come up here and have a conversation with us about why you're MAGA. Let's go to move on to the next guest, Jackson.
Good evening. How are you, Mr. Dean?
I'm doing all right. Do you support Trump?
I do.
How old are you?
However, I would like to say I'm a very big fan of your work and how just respectful you are to giving both sides of the perspective. However, I support him in ways, and I support him and don't support him in others. Most recently, he's mentioned some higher level, almost feeling like just racist comments towards our big, because we have a big ICE problem in the United States, and I truly like to hear your standpoint on ICE.
Yeah, we could talk about ICE here in a moment, but I want to recognize that what you just said was true. He's absolutely a racist guy. Not only do we see him post some photos depicting black people as literal monkeys. Of course, we're talking about Barack and Michelle Obama here. But you know, this racism isn't recent. It's very old. We've been seeing this from Trump throughout the totality of his life. You know, in the 70s, he was actually sued by the New York State Justice Department for refusing to rent to black people. He would put the letter C on their housing applications and then throw them in the junk drawer. That was a violation of the Civil Rights Act. On top of that, you know, we also saw him calling for the execution of the exonerated Central Park Five. We saw him say that you could pretty much just racially profile immigrants. You could just look at them and tell if they're good or bad. That was a handful of months ago. And then after that, we've now actually seen an authorization given to ICE agents to arrest people because of the color of their skin.
Yeah, and it's definitely like just frustrating because there's right and wrong in every way in lifestyle. You know, whether that's, you know, you do the right thing and, you know, you get processed the right way. But it's just unfortunate because I truly believe, like, you know, I worked in an industry where there's a lot of, you know, immigrants and how they did it right way. They got work visas, you know, it's just very disappointing in a standpoint, being young and being in a generation where people just want help. People, you know, and to know that, like, I think our president is not wanting to help. It's all, you know, bro was in the freaking Epstein files. I think that's a big eye opener for, you know, the younger generation. Like, that was a big kid scandal, big, you know, just awful. I'm not saying I'm leaning towards, you know, I've almost started to lean more towards just not even being into politics because, you know, it's just not.
So why would you
something I need
support
to
Trump
see.
as president if you know he's in the Epstein files?
The most I liked what he said about, you know, potentially lowering, you know, housing rates, and, you know, I just have not seen that yet. So
just to clarify, you are saying that you do support him as president, regardless of the fact that he's in the Epstein files.
no, I don't. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Okay, you
he's
don't
in the
support
Epstein
Trump?
files. Like, I was once a Trump supporter. Now I'm just kind of just brushed off and probably will not support politics for quite some time.
Okay, well, here's what I'll say to you before I move on. The first thing that I would like to say to you is, first and foremost, I think that it's now a time where it's more important than ever, okay, to be engaged in politics, because we have to fight against the evil that we see downstream from the Trump administration, and that does require engaging in politics. On top of that, I like to point out that if you want to know more about maybe other reasons why you shouldn't support Trump, or how Trump's only failure is not just being in the Epstein files, feel free to continue to watch the stream, and I appreciate you so much, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. You do take care.
Is LeBron
As LeBron the GOAT, I don't really watch too much. I don't really watch too much basketball. I definitely have I definitely have a leaning for LeBron, especially after we saw what was it? Was it MJ that was like grabbing the kid, or was it someone else? I don't know. Welcome into Sport Trump. Okay, he's not here. We're gonna go to get that next guest loaded up into the queue. Y'all only up inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA, please and thank you. Welcome into Sport Trump.
Yeah, I do.
How old are you?
I'll be 56 in May.
Cool, man. Give me one moment here just to thank a couple of people, and then I'll go ahead and pass the mic of the floor to you so you could take it away. Tell us why. Tom, thank you for the $4 on Venmo. Says Vance just announced Minnesota's Medicaid funds are being halted as part of Trump's war on fraud. Oh, man. Yeah. All right. That's terrible. So now apparently we need to ensure that citizens die because of lack of access to healthcare that they qualify for by halting funds to American states. And somehow that's going to, clamp down on fraud. That's so gross, man. Thank you for the $4. Sarah, I really appreciate you so much for the $25 over on Venmo. Thank you so much for that love, Sarah. That is SARA. Show some up to Sarah down below in that chat, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sarah says, Dean, bro, your guest today, shaking my head. Keep doing what you're doing. Cook these MAGA left and right. I hope to you. I come to you for all my news, and Parker 100% appreciate you, XOXO. Well, I appreciate you so much, Sarah, and I'm happy that we're able to keep you in the loop. Show some up to Sarah down below in that chat. Same thing to Ty. Thank you so much for the $15. He says, hey Dean, my name is Ty. I've been watching these lives for about a year. Thank you for keeping me informed. Stressing research. I try to stay informed, but it's often depressing and disheartening. How do you find balance? I'm 21, hoping to study poli-sci and want a solid foundation. Much love. I would say it's pretty hard for me to find balance. My work definitely overwhelms my life, but just because you keep yourself in the loop doesn't mean that you need to do a 4-hour stream daily. I'd recommend just keeping like downloading like the AP app, for instance, and turning post notifications on, and you'll actually just get a notification every single time something happens. I appreciate you so much for that, love, Ty. And then same thing to Michaela. Thank you for the $16 over on Venmo. Who says, I adore you so much. Thank you so much for the support, Michaela. Show some love to Michaela down below. Same thing to Claire. I appreciate you so much for the $5. Then Lois, thank you for the $20. Who says thank you. Thank you so much for that, love, Lois. Show some love to Lois down below. I really appreciate you. Huge shout out to Lois down below in that chat. Thank you about a million times over. Matthew, thank you so much for the $20. Who says a quick Google search shows that there are 3 major steps before you could vote. You got to obtain a green card, live in the U.S. permanently for 5 years, and then finally become a naturalized U.S. citizen. Thank you so much for the $20, Matthew. And that last guess was likely lying because if she had just moved here, then she probably wouldn't be able to vote. Good point. I appreciate you for the $20, Matthew. But that aside, Caroline, thank you so much for the $10. I appreciate you so much. Caroline with a $10 says, I appreciate you for that input, Caroline. Thank you. And then Colleen, thank you so much for the $25, who says, can't believe Liam thinks what you do isn't a full-time job. Keep educating all of us. Well, Liam thinks a lot of things that are just completely wrong. We don't need to pay too much attention to him. Thank you so much for the $25. Show some love to Colleen down below. And we are all caught up. If you're watching and you do want to support me, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in the bio. On TikTok, pin message on YouTube, and the handle's also at the top of the phone screen. One last person I'd like to thank you, Shadow. Thank you for the 12 euros over on Super Chat. Who says, greetings from Germany. People like you still give me hope in this crazy world. Well, shout out to you, Shadow, and shout out to Germany. I wish I could be there right now, man. Holy crap. Thank you so much for the support. Go ahead and take it away. Tell us why you support Trump.
Huh? Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Cause he's man of his word. He's getting what he set out to do, and he's at least trying his best to get it done. And a lot of headwind and obstacles in the way, but I think for the most part, like Social Security, that was a pretty good one. And I'm signing up for healthcare right now, and they're putting in the subsidies are around $750 to $850, and I pay like right around $150 for that kind of coverage. Blue Cross Blue Shield. So
okay. First and foremost, I see a bunch of people in the chat saying he follows minors. If that is true, feel free to drop it in a private ticket over on TikTok. Once there's evidence for the claim being made, we will then. Oh.
Do you want me to bring my papers in? I mean, I could do that.
Oh, no, man, I don't even think you heard what I said.
No.
I didn't find a minor.
Huh?
Holy crap! I didn't find a minor. I just found something else. Do you happen to live in an area where like prostitution is legal?
Do I?
Yeah.
No, I live in Oregon, dude. I live in a freaking upside down state.
You follow a quote unquote girls escorts page with a phone number, an email attached, a telegram.
What the fuck are you saying?
You follow a girl like an escort page.
I don't
By the way,
follow
looking at
anyone.
them, they're not like actually girls; they're women.
Right.
I just want to clarify.
What are you trying to
right?
do, Dean? I mean, you want to have a healthy talk?
Well,
Let's
I'm just
talk to
asking
New York
you,
Times.
like,
Let's
why
talk
do
to
you
New
follow?
York Times. What the hell was that?
Why are you following a literal prostitution page?
What?
You answered the question. You said that you're not following anybody. You're following over 1,000 people.
Dean, let's get back to the topic here. Why are you putting it on me? I'm not following any one of those people.
Are you calling me a liar?
Yeah, Dean, I call you a liar all the time. And you do lie all the time.
Okay, I'll just show you.
If you're gonna put that shit out there, go ahead.
Here's your account.
Okay.
We
What's
click on the
that?
following button. You said you weren't following anybody. You're literally following 1,056 people.
Well, I mean, you can see that
We scroll down
there's
just a little bit.
stuff that's not followed.
We
So, I
find
mean, is that really a page that? Look at that.
Girl
That stuff's
escorts.
not even followed.
with a phone number, with an email, with a Telegram
Well,
group.
what is it, Dean? I mean, what is it? What are you trying to do anyway?
You said
You're trying to
prove to you
discredit
that you
me before I
follow
discredit you?
An escorts page, and I did.
Escorts. Okay, so what, Dean? Come on, man. What's your point?
Listen, I was just curious.
No, Dean, you're not curious.
Like, chances are you probably
You're
just click that follow
You're just
button.
being Dean.
Okay, listen.
You know
chances are
you're in dangerous ground. You know
chances are you probably just clicked that follow button because you saw a woman, not because you're hitting up their Telegram to give money to an escort. Take it away.
I bet it
Tell
was
us
an
why you support
AI
Trump.
because that's who I usually follow are AI fucking dopes. So, I mean,
what?
if you want to say it's a real person, go ahead, Dean. Chances are it's not.
Oh my God, you do. You follow like 1 billion AI women.
That's right.
Why do you follow AI women?
Dean, it's just like it's so easy to like kind of scroll and then you push the button. Oh, hey, I'd like to see her again. You know, I mean, it's like, you know, I mean, I don't know. I am one for trying to see where this AI is going. And when they get that, when they're too perfect, that's exactly what they are. They're too perfect to be true.
All right, you sound like a lonely old dude. All right, take it away. Tell us why you support Trump.
So,
but
you know, I just
that was a little bit of a crazy
the fact
comment,
that
by the
things
way.
are moving in this country, and not as fast as everyone wants, but at least they're going in the right direction. Can you agree with me on that?
Yeah, one moment. Before I do, I just want to say, right, you know, those comments were obviously like weird, kind of like gross. MAGA men, guys, they're weird and gross. Want to put it out there. And though I can't agree to that sentiment, I think that Donald Trump is driving this country into the goddamn ground. All right? That's first and foremost. The first thing that you said was that he was coming through on his promises and he was being a man of his word. That's not true. Okay, in his first term, he promised the infrastructure bill. Never happened. Biden got it done in his first 2 years where there were split in Congress. He also promised a wall between America and Mexico. Couldn't get it done. Built less than 30 miles and then stuck the bill to the American taxpayer instead of Mexico like he promised. In his second term, he promised that he'd end Russia's invasion of Ukraine on day one. We're now over a year into his presidency. Hasn't happened. He also promised that the price of groceries would drop so fast on day one that your heads would spin. We're over a year into his presidency, and they're only up by 2.8%. He promised tax cuts for the middle class. What did the middle class get? A reduction in the
We don't have
purchasing
a middle
power.
class.
Yeah, because of Trump. You know, he promised
Dean,
tariffs.
we haven't had one for a while.
Okay. All right. Well, this is pushing us in the opposite direction. So, do you understand how it's not true that Donald Trump is a man of his words? Man of his word.
Dean, you went all around, what was actually said and what I meant on that.
You literally said that you
you're
support him
reading
because
verbatim. You're going verbatim, and I don't even understand. My cousin does that. And I'm just like going, why would you even take him for a grain of salt? It's like, he's not telling the truth right there. He's pretty much saying it to everybody. He's not telling the truth, but yet people will say he lied. I don't get that, Dean. I mean, it's like, come on. When did we become such a martyred society to where we're just fragmented in our own disgust for ourselves? I think that's what's going on.
Does anybody know what this guy's trying to say? How about this? What's one policy that Trump has passed that you're a fan of?
I like the no taxes for Social Security. That's
no
awesome.
Taxes. Well, it's actually funny because he never gave no taxes on Social Security. Sure, he cut them by a bit, but he never completely threw them all out the window. And sure, he did lie about that. He went on Truth Social, he went on Fox News, and he said, now we have no taxes on Social Security, when in all reality, he only reduced them by around 40%. Okay, and I'm not saying that a reduction on Social Security by around 40% is a bad thing. Like, of course, that's a good thing, clearly. All right. But that was actually in the big, beautiful bill that also defunded Medicaid by over $1 trillion, defunded food stamps by $156 million.
When people get their taxes back this
so
year, you're going to see what that tax cut really, really does. Okay, people
well,
I'm already hearing,
on budget
friend of mine got
priorities.
$12,000 back.
According to the Center of Budget and Policy Priorities, the big, beautiful bill is reducing the purchasing power of the average American making at or under $51,000 per year, regardless if it's because now they have to pay more for healthcare, they have to pay more for food, they have to pay more for energy.
That's a trend we've been seeing now for quite some time, Dean. I mean, once you take the infrastructure out and you start messing with manufacturing and automating it, all that stuff, because you know what? I just got out of a 31-year career. I'm done. I retired. I'm like a dying breed, dude. You won't see.
Okay, you're just clearly not addressing
here
the
in
point
about
that's
10
being
years.
Made. You're just clearly not addressing the point that's being made.
Well, I'm addressing what is real. I mean, you're saying stuff that you're hearing on TV.
No, I'm addressing what is real. I'm going over the fact on how the big, beautiful bill is hurting Americans greatly, and then in response, you just don't address it whatsoever at all.
It's TDS, Dean. Come on,
I think the only person with a derangement syndrome here is you, and I could prove it with one question. Would you stop
You
supporting
still didn't
Trump?
answer me on the New York Times.
Actually, you didn't answer me. So would you stop supporting Trump if he sexually exploited women and girls and you knew it? What the hell?
Well, you mean like grabbing their whatever he said in that locker room?
Just sexually exploited them. Like, took advantage of them. Exploited them. Unconsensually. Sexually.
Oh, I think he did in the 90s, as far as like, kind of hot rodding and like with the limo, like head out the road.
Oh, so you think that he did sexually exploit women and girls in the 90s?
Well, I mean, I don't think he put sexual in front of it and said, this is how I'm going to do it. I think he got to the point where his ego overtakes him.
I'm going to blow my nose
and
real
he
quick
just
when you
tried
describe
to be
what
a
the
big
fuck
shot.
you're saying.
He just tried to be a big shot. You know that. But you guys get so temperamental about like the exploitation or so. I just don't see that with him at all. I don't see him, I can't even, I mean, he did the pageant thing. He did all of that thing. I just see him being like pretty much a father figure.
Yeah, I mean, I think that what we all just observed is the disgusting nature of the brain of a MAGA man. So you went from saying, yes, Dean, Donald Trump sexually exploited women and girls in the 90s, to saying, well, Dean, I don't really think it was too wrong because he was being a big shot. And then to three, actually, no, Dean, I now deny that Donald Trump has sexually exploited any women or girls at all. So don't downplay. Can you let the real guy speak, the real man?
Who does that? Who sexually exploits people? Who does that?
Like Trump.
Who's a great example of that?
Trump.
Give me an example that we know.
Okay,
he sexually exploited.
Yes, he barged into the dressing rooms of naked women and naked girls to look at their naked bodies.
Oh God, dude. That's what you say. That's what I guess you learned that. You were there that day, right?
Yeah, I was there.
Okay. So, I mean, you have to look at
Just kidding,
if
I
there
wasn't
was
there, but Trump
something
was. and
really
Trump admitted to it.
incriminating
Okay,
about Trump,
if it was
then
proven,
it would come out by now.
if it
wouldn't
was
it?
proven, okay,
Dude.
that Donald Trump, okay, did sexually exploit women and girls, okay, by barging into their dressing rooms and looking at their naked bodies, then would you still support him as president?
First of all, that's a false statement. They were dressing, yes, but that wasn't a nude room. They were in between prop changes, and they weren't naked, ever.
Okay, I'm still not getting an answer to my question. I'm very close to kicking you because you're incoherent.
I know. You know what? I'm not even going to answer that question because it's not a good question to ask.
Okay,
Ask
okay.
me
So
something that
I
might be
understand that Donald Trump.
Ask me something that might be
listen,
real.
I understand that Donald Trump did not do this, but hypothetically, if he did, would you stop supporting him?
Hypothetically, I'm just not going to answer a question like that because it's stupid.
Why is it stupid?
It's not a reality based question.
Well,
okay,
the reality,
it's a aha, gotcha.
Well,
You know,
so the
whatever,
nature of the
dude.
question
I'm not
just
even
goes to like
supporting the
demonstrate like your
question.
moral virtues. Like, check this out. All right, like
Dude,
Kamala
it's
Harris.
not even a moral thing.
Like, check this
dude.
out.
You're
Check this out.
asking an
Check this out. Just listen to
impossible
me. Kamala Harris, okay, has not sexually exploited anybody. But still, yeah, if you asked me, I know she hasn't done this, but hypothetically, if she did, Dean, would you still continue to support him as her as president or vote for her or whatever? I'd say no. And I wouldn't deem that as a stupid question because I'd understand that the nature of that question, okay, is to test my internal consistency, see where my red lines fall. And have I not turned the camera back on? I haven't.
If
YouTube.
all that stuff
so on
came
and so
out like
forth.
he was really aggressive and this guy was just a jackass, then yeah, I would not support that.
Okay,
Of
so here's
course
Donald
not.
Trump admitting to barging into the dressing rooms of naked women and girls to look at their bodies.
I don't even. Dude, I wasn't there. I can't answer
to do
that
that.
stuff.
So you have done that. Now, tell
Well,
me
I'll
what
tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
You're like a
everything is
doctor.
good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that.
That's a bad example. Haven't you ever been a man? Haven't you ever been a man, Dean, or do you not have it down there? Are you like severed? I mean, come on.
What do you
Haven't
mean
you
by
ever
that?
tried to be a big shot in front of someone because you wanted to either A, impress them, or B, you wanted to just maybe be their friend and have them accept you for whatever?
What
That's
did you
what I
just say?
heard in the tone of
Wait,
his
wait,
voice.
slow down. What
That's
did
what
you
I
just
heard
say?
in the tone of his voice right there.
1 second. I literally have to rewind the stream. I don't know what he said.
Automating it, all that. Either A, impress them in front of someone because you wanted to either A, impress them.
What does that mean?
His ego's like in full gear right there. All right.
You
So
are
he-
such a disgusting piece of shit. You are a red flag. You deserve to be on a list. So in response to listening to an audio clip where Donald Trump admits that he unconsensually barged in to the private dressing rooms of naked women and naked girls who were underage, you then responded by saying, Dean, are you a man? Have you ever been a man? So not only is that fucking sick, because what you're saying is that it's just a man thing to sexually exploit women and girls. It's just a man thing to take advantage of children. It's just a man thing to look at the naked bodies of children. I bet if a man did that to your daughter, you wouldn't be saying it's a man thing. Or maybe you would, which is where the red flag comes in. Getting to my second point, it also screams that you are a fucking red flag. Because the only reason I could think of that you would even give that response to what Donald Trump admitted to is maybe because you have or would do something similar. And if you discount Donald Trump doing it, then you discount you doing it. So you have to explain why it's justified for Trump to do it. And that justification would have to be not exclusive to him, but also shared with somebody like you, because you're also a man. Therefore, the justification for him doing it is the fact that he's a man. Women and girls aren't objects, not items, not possessions. They're people. They're people like you. They're people like me. And these people, okay, have consent over who looks at them while they're naked, over who engages in sexual activities with them, over who furthers sexual conduct with them. There is no excuse, there's no explanation, and certainly no justification for a man ignoring that, dismissing their
Dude, do you think Melania
personhood, treating them as
would-
an object, barging into their dressing room and looking at their naked bodies. Not only are you justifying these
Come on,
predatory
don't
behaviors of
erase
sexual
me
exploitation,
here.
but you are also justifying pedophilia. It
No,
is
no, dude, I'm
pedophilic.
not.
Yes, you
No,
are. It is
I'm not
pedophilic
at all.
to look
At
at the naked
all.
bodies of little girls.
Dude, you gotta taper that back, man. I mean, people, if when it's not true, bad things will happen to you. That's all I gotta say. And that's been our history. You can't just go out and call people that. If it's not true, look at his family, dude. Do you think Ivanka or Melania would hang out with this guy if he did that? Come on.
We just heard him admit to it.
Dude, did you not see how the connotation that he was using, the frame that he was using, and the attitude he had at the time? He was like,
so what was
"Oh, I
the
could
way
just
he was
barge
phrasing
in,
it, and what
blah, blah, blah,
attitude did he have that just
Ego,
completely dismisses
ego,
it?
ego.
All ego.
That's
okay.
all that was.
Okay, so you're saying that he falsely claimed that he sexually exploited women and girls when in all reality
Yeah, I
was
think he
innocent.
falsely didn't even go into that realm. I mean,
Okay.
he didn't go into that realm as far
Give
as
me
like,
one other
being-
example of a rich and powerful egotistical man falsely claiming that they are guilty of sexual violence when in all reality they were innocent. I agree, I've heard a lot of egotistical men claim that they've engaged in sexual conduct with women in an attempt to climb up that social hierarchy to make themselves look like a more valuable man, because from the perspective of them and their friends, they were able to sleep with a like what they
Thank
describe, the
you.
alt-right
I
community
mean, that's
describes as a
exactly
valuable
what I
woman.
saw there.
Okay,
That's what
but
I heard.
But what underlies this conversation is consent, right? Like literally, it's not the fact that you slept with this woman; it's the fact that that woman wanted to sleep with you. So whenever I hear a man boasting about sleeping with a woman, okay, like the nail that they're hitting head on is that they consensually slept with a woman, because what they are prideful about is that that woman wanted to have sex with them. Okay, I've never heard a boastful, prideful, egotistical, pompous billionaire man, okay, boast about sexually exploiting people when in all reality they didn't do it. I've never heard that before. Can you point me to one other scenario of that ever happening? Not to mention that we know that's not what happened here, because what he admitted to was corroborated, okay, not just
I'm
by the
from
women,
the
but by
80s,
the
man.
girls too. Like Mariah Delgado, a 17-year-old that competed in Miss Teen USA 1997, and then 3 of her friends said that, yeah, Donald Trump was just barging on them while they're naked, and then he'd say, and I quote, "Don't worry, ladies, I've seen it all before." Or Miss USA beauty pageant contestants like Miss Vermont, Massachusetts, so on and so forth, Miss Arizona as well.
I really think if that was an issue for anyone at that time, it would have come out then and it would have been dealt with. And we wouldn't be talking about it now.
Oh, right. Yeah. So Jeffrey Epstein wasn't an issue in the 90s because if
No,
it was
no,
an issue
I'm
in the
talking
90s,
about Trump.
it would
I'm
have
not
come out then
talking
and then
about
they would have been dealt with. All right, so then you're just going to completely ignore all that. Listen, I think that you're a moronic danger to society, so I'm going to kick you off my live. I mean, oh my goodness. It pains me that people like that man exists. It legitimately pains me. I think it is so gross. I think it is so disgusting. I think it is so deplorable. We're going to go to move on to the next guest. He literally he went from justifying it, okay, to like discounting it. Right? That's like the pipeline. He said, "Oh, what Trump did wasn't that bad." But then when I was able to describe to him that it is that bad, he says, "Oh, Donald Trump actually didn't do it at all." Welcome in, Lake, the tattooer. Do you support Trump?
Oh God, no. That was an accident. Kick me.
Oh, no worries. You have a good rest of your day. Shout out to you. Moving on to the next guest right now. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
No, but I do just want to.
I'm sorry, man. You got to be at least 18 to be on the live. We're going to move on to the next guest right now. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA, please and thank you. Welcome in. Do you support Trump? Hello, deranged patriot. You're muted. I'll send you an invite to turn back on your mic. Hi, do you support Trump?
Yeah, I support Trump.
How old are you?
I'm 21.
What year were you born in?
2005.
You know, if you didn't support Trump, you'd have bigger biceps.
Is that true?
Nah.
I was kind of weak in this picture. I was lacking for sure.
No, you'd legitimately have bigger biceps. It's like a studied and proven phenomenon. The moment that you stop supporting Trump,
My biceps probably mog yours, Dean.
your real side and front deltoids, no shot, buddy. Okay, just like expand. Okay,
Maybe
Your long
not,
end and
maybe
short end
not.
of your
I think you got
bicep.
me there.
Just like expand.
I still frame mog you though.
Honestly, not a shot either.
I'm 6'2", Dean. I literally like
Yeah.
surface
all right.
wise.
Yeah, what is your shoulder to hip ratio?
I don't know that, buddy. I don't.
Yeah, frame mog kid. Sit
Whatever,
down.
Twinkie.
Yeah, maybe you will frame mug if you stop supporting Trump. That shoulder to hip ratio will just magically expand, and then all of a sudden, you'll basically.
I think
be
women
one shot.
disagree with that.
Am I doing it right? This is like how like alt-right guys talk, right? Am I killing it?
Dialect. Yeah, you're hitting it, dude.
I'm hitting it. All right, tell us why you support Trump.
Relocalizing industry here in America is the primary reason why I support him.
Oh, then I should be able to change your mind fast because that's not what he's done. We've actually seen a declining amount of manufacturing jobs ever since Liberation Day last July, after a boom in manufacturing jobs, not to mention the declining amount of investment into American manufacturing since Q1 of this year, after a massive boom in investment into manufacturing for the last 3 years straight. Not to mention we got the very worst jobs report since 2003, we ignore recessions last year, and the most manufacturing bankruptcies since the Great Recession last year. We are not relocalizing industry.
Did you not hear him last night at the State of the Union talking about he created the most jobs in the private sector?
No, he didn't say that. What he said is that 100% of the jobs he's created have been in the private sector. And if he did claim that he created the most jobs in the private sector, then he lied.
Is that not a net positive?
Net positive that 100% of the jobs that he's created are in the private sector? No, I don't really think so. I think sometimes government jobs are important. Federal like public jobs are important. So I want to say that's
we have a fundamental.
But that's also like a claim
there.
that's like far and away from me disputing your first claim. So could you please respond to the refutation of your first claim?
I think that those are temporary stats and figures that are going to be turned around over time with the policies being instituted.
But they only keep on getting worse, and then the policy that you say will institute it in the long term keeps on getting shut down.
What policy is that?
Tariffs?
They shouldn't be getting shot down.
And that doesn't change the fact that they are. So, even if you were right when you said that this trend will reverse in the future, which we have no reason to believe, well, it doesn't matter because that policy that will apparently cause good outcomes later is like being terminated.
He has 150 days to figure it out.
150 what? 150 days to do what?
To figure out how to legalize the tariffs.
No, he can't. He cannot impose tariffs under IEEPA. SCOTUS ruled that. You can appeal a SCOTUS ruling. There's other ways that he thinks he can use to impose tariffs, but chances are courts are just going to shut those down too, because he needs congressional approval for the imposition of a tax, and that's essentially what the SCOTUS ruling was, which isn't mutually specific to IEEPA tariffs, but also Section 302 tariffs, so on and so forth.
I think he will and should take his chances on that. I don't. What do you view as?
You could argue that he should take his chances, but obviously basically the culmination of his efforts here to relocalize industries is failing. Okay, he says that all these tariffs are going to bring back American prosperity and we're going to be living in a great economy. But then every single macroeconomic variable goes to shit. Worst job report since 2003, most manufacturing bankruptcies since 2008, 1.2 million layoffs, highest level of unemployment since the pandemic, declining investment into American manufacturing, declining amount of manufacturing jobs. Everyone is fucked all at once, simultaneously. Okay. And then, you hit back with a response. I think that things are going to get worse now, but they're going to improve in the long term, which you have no reason to believe, by the way. Okay, if tariffs are hurting manufacturers today, why wouldn't they be hurting manufacturers tomorrow? Think about it. Please use your brain. But even if you were to be right and I was to be wrong here, which I'm not, as I already stated, well, the tariffs are getting shut down in the long term. Not only did the IEEPA tariffs get literally ruled as unconstitutional, but now the Section 302 tariffs that he's reimposed 15% on every other country are only going to be in place for 150 days, right? It's just the efforts are failing here. It looks like there's no good argument to demonstrate that Donald Trump is localizing industries or bolstering the economy, our domestic labor market, domestic manufacturing market.
Is it not realistically inevitable that, I mean, what would you propose though? Do you not believe in relocalizing industry?
Well, before I talk to you about what I believe or about what I propose, let's first talk about why Donald Trump is failing, and you shouldn't support him given the fact that you said the only reason why you support him is because you were under the false supposition that he was localizing industries.
I would prefer to understand like what your proposition to, I mean, what are your policies then? Like if you're in government,
I will happily share that with you as soon as you could either concede or refute the original.
We can go ahead and concede because I prefer to hear your.
Well, I don't want a concession to like carry on the debate. I want a concession to track truth here. Okay, because like if you disagree with my refutation of your argument,
in the extent, maybe on paper I can concede that they don't look like they're doing the best yet, but I think it would be inevitable that tariffs would eventually relocalize industry.
So when are things going to turn around, and why are they going to turn around?
If they stop shooting it down in court.
Okay, so tariffs stay in place forever. Okay, when are things going to turn around, and why are they going to turn around?
They don't. So what do you mean? They don't stay around forever is what I'm trying to say, Jesus. But yeah, they're reciprocal.
But you told us that although the tariffs have hurt us for the last year and a half under Trump, they're going to be beneficial in the long term. Now you're saying that they're not going to exist in the long term. So I don't even think that you understand.
There wasn't like we weren't in an economic crisis beforehand. I mean, we need a drastic.
Yeah, we are going to act like we were not in an economic crisis beforehand because we weren't.
We were under Biden. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, we were not in an economic crisis.
So it was because of the 2023, 2024 that both Trump and Biden were responsible for that we were experiencing economic hardship, borrowing money from the national treasury.
Okay, so if you care about borrowing money and then spending it, you also shouldn't support Trump. We haven't had a president worse for the national debt ever. In his first term, he spent $8.6 trillion compared to the $4.6 trillion spent under Biden. Not to mention, so far in his second term, he's already passed the most expensive policy ever. And this is also at a time of lower government revenue. GDP growth was down 1% in 2025 compared to 2024, which only amplifies that issue and makes it worse.
I mean, if the goal is to localize, then I think what he did with the H-1B1 visas was good.
Actually, H-1B1 visas would help us localize industries. What else do you think is going to happen when we have a higher supply of high-quality laborers in America? Like now you're saying that all these like really like high skilled laborers should like go work for companies outside of America instead of working for companies inside of America. Wouldn't incentivizing the highest skilled laborers from around the planet to work inside of our country, if anything, push us towards localizing in our industries to a higher extent? Because the most skilled people around the world are here instead of overseas.
What do you mean? He made it more expensive to get H-1B.
Right, meaning that now like the highest skilled laborers on the face of planet Earth are more incentivized to work at firms outside of America.
What do you mean? I mean, it literally makes us hire Americans because we're not. That's not what it does. It's more expensive. Therefore, it's more difficult.
Do you know what an H-1B visa is?
Yes, it's work authorization in America for a foreign asset. For like an Indian
high-skilled laborers
to do work. Yes.
Yeah. So high-skilled laborers from other countries could come work at where?
Silicon Valley, like
come work at what? American companies, right?
Yeah. Wait. So are you just trying to enrich the oligarchs?
Right.
Dean, is that what you want? You don't want
I'm
people
refuting
on the
your
bottom
point
level?
That cutting H-1B visas off will somehow relocalize our industries. Because if we want to focus
just
on the
because you don't like Trump
relocalization
doesn't
of
mean that
American
you have to
industries,
literally
please let me
disagree
cook.
with
I'm gonna ask the little boy to sit down. Thank you, both of them. If you want to focus on the relocalization of industries to America, okay, then why is it the case that you would want to make it harder for more skilled laborers to come work for these industries? Wouldn't it making it easier for higher skilled laborers across the planet to come and work for our industries? If anything, push for stronger American industries?
So are you really just prioritizing the industrial giants here, the oligarchs, and you want to enrich them via imported labor from other countries for cheaper?
That's what you're doing.
Local.
One second. Wait, by the way, there's no evidence that individuals that work on H-1B visas are paid disproportionately less compared to natural U.S.-born citizens when they're working the same job with the same skill. And you are the one that is fighting for the enrichment of the oligarchs because you're the one that told me that you support Donald Trump as president because he's relocalizing our industries, which disproportionately hurts low-income Americans and lower-income businesses.
Did you just say there's no evidence? Where's the evidence, Dean? Do you have a source for me on that one?
Yeah, sure. What claim would you like a source for?
That they are not paying them less. Then I don't understand why they would do it then, go through the hassle to get them imported. Does that make sense logistically to you, Dean? It doesn't make sense to me.
Because they're better at the job.
Spend your time importing people and get, dealing with all these processes.
Because they're better at the job. And it's actually not the company. It would be the person who comes into America. Dumbass.
You disagree that there are people in STEM fields that are not getting jobs, Dean?
Okay, now you're attempting to make like another argument to dispute the credibility.
I'm
of
really
H-1B
not,
visas.
because it has.
And in all reality, you're pivoting off of the original point. Your original point was that limiting H-1B visas helps to reindustrialize America. That's not true. Okay, stop pivoting, stop dodging, stop deflecting. I understand that you could give me about 1 billion and one reasons that I could ultimately shoot down. Okay, that refute the point here. What am I obfuscating away from?
The fact that it forces them to hire Americans to do the job, Dean. How is that not relocalizing industry, making it domestic?
Let me try to explain this to you. I understand that you struggle with more concept, more nuanced concepts, but I'll try my best to describe this to you in as simple terms as possible. Mutual. Okay, all right. Well, I remember being a junior year of high school pre-calc, trying to make sense of what the hell my pre-calc teacher was saying, and I couldn't make sense of what the hell he was saying. But I realized it wasn't a me issue.
Always
he was a good teacher.
Stupid ass argument.
It was a me issue. He was a good teacher, and the reason why it was a me issue is because I wasn't doing my homework. Right? I bet you see the connection. Now, I'm going to try to make this point once again. You're arguing that if we strike down H-1B visa programs, then we're going to help to strengthen American industries because now more Americans will be getting those jobs. Okay? But what you're advocating for is inefficiency in the market. Because you're telling firms that they cannot hire the most qualified position to fill any given role at their firm, because instead they have to give preference to a person that may as well be less qualified merely because they're born here. Okay? This inefficiency in the market, okay, is A, what the right loves to label DEI as, so it's funnier defending it as soon as it's about visas, okay, and B, will actually work against the end goal of strengthening American industries, because now the market that the American industries exist in operates less efficiently for them.
So here's the idea, Dean. What we can do is we can import these people to teach Americans how to do the jobs, and then send them away. So we import them for a little bit, we pay them for the time being, we teach Americans, and then we have Americans in those industries. China does that.
So I don't even need to entertain that notion, because is that what Trump is doing?
He plans.
Oh, my bad. It's an idea he's had. I've heard about it.
Okay, really? Show me that.
Oh, do you want my source? You want me to go look on Twitter? I'm gonna look it up on TikTok?
Yes.
I'm talking to you. All right, dude. Let me ask Jarvis real quick.
Yeah, show me that.
All right, hold on. Let me pull it up on the
right. Also, your original point was restricting H-1Bs. So I've already you already conceded on the original point, right? Like merely restricting H-1Bs, okay, is inefficient for the market, correct?
Where am I concede? Why would I concede for that? No, you're talking about.
I can explain why.
As a
because
whole.
you said that restricting H-1Bs. You said that restricting H-1Bs would like help for like the reindustrialization of America. I've been said that's false because that restricting H-1Bs is going to give less optimal conditions for the industries in America to work under, because now they have to be forced to hire less qualified workers than they would if we didn't restrict H-1Bs. And then you said, well, what if we were just able to get the American workers to the same like skill level as the foreign workers by having the foreign workers come in here and train them? Okay, right. And I'll happily like address that notion as soon as you're able to recognize that this is a concession at the first point, because you are arguing that if we just merely restrict H-1Bs into America, that actually would create inefficiencies in the market. And from your perspective, if we were to restrict H-1B visas, we would also have to allow them to continue to come in to, at the bare minimum, at least train our workers, right? So you see how that addendum there, in order for it to not create inefficiencies, we'd have to let them come in and train your workers, is actually what leads to a concession of your original point, that restricting H-1B visas, end of story, okay, is very inefficient for the market.
It's quite efficient for blue collar Americans. I mean,
that's a different claim. I mean, you could argue that, but it's a different claim.
Do they not have direct overlap correlation, Dean?
It's a different claim. I don't know what to tell you.
Because I'm not really, I don't care about the industries, Dean. I care about.
But your point was is that like you support Donald Trump because he's reindustrializing American industries. So
yes, and
you
why?
Do care about the industries because your point was about the industries.
You think I care about industries for the sake of industries? Are we being serious right now?
Okay, so what's the new claim? What's the new claim?
Well, I only care about reindustrialization of America for American workers.
Okay, so you want American workers to be better off?
Yes.
Okay, last year we had the worst jobs report since 2003. Wow, that's quick.
We have the most amount of people working now.
Yeah, that's also something else that you heard Trump say last night, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. It's probably true that today in America, we have the most amount of Americans working ever, but that's not because our unemployment rate is low. Last year we had 1.3 million layoffs and the highest level of unemployment in 5 years, but rather just because of population growth.
Yeah, where does he come into play with that? I mean, I don't think that
like can you concede that just saying, oh, like now we have the most Americans working ever is like just like such like a shitty, disingenuous, misleading point. Like that doesn't actually tell us anything about how those American workers are doing.
Voted for Joe Biden. I mean, come on. It's a headline.
Right. This would be like another thing, right? To say like, oh, like Joe Biden is the most voted for Democratic presidential candidate ever. Okay, well, like clearly, okay, if we want to see how popular Joe Biden was, we shouldn't be looking at the raw numbers of how many people voted for him, but rather what percentage of the people in society voted for him, right?
Well, how did you feel when Trump won the election against Hillary in 2016?
Oh, wow. What the fuck does that have to do with any of the points that we've been discussing?
With the popular vote, she won the popular vote. How did you feel then?
Well, I mean, I think I felt good. I think I supported Hillary in that election. Fun fact, I don't really talk about this much, but when I was a really little kid, I was actually lived out. That no one knows that. I've never said that before. But now respond to the point. You said, in response to the fact that last year was the worst jobs report ever. Yes. You said in response to me bringing up the facts. Thank you. You said in response to me bringing up the fact that last year we had the worst jobs report since 2003 if we ignore recessions, that, well, now we have the most people working ever. Can you concede that that was like a really shitty, dumb, stupid point to make? Yes or no, please?
Sure.
Good boy.
That's wild, dude. Like, do you have something for that? Do you like feel some type of way when you say that?
Yeah, I feel good because you conceded the bullshit point that you made.
I mean, listen. I'm just trying to have the conversation flow, and I know how you operate.
Okay, I'll be less provocative. You got it. I'll be less.
But you know what you do, Dean. Come on, you're reading through the script in your head.
Okay, the script designed to respond to the points that you come up with?
Yeah, like the script whenever you bring up your teacher. You know how many different teachers you brought up? Your philosophy teacher, your math teacher? Like, come on, man.
What?
Are you even real, dude? Are you like an amalgamation?
What even is this guy saying? Is this just okay? Are we at the stage of like MAGA man gets really pissed because he's losing the debate? Oh man,
I'm
I
not
wish, I wish that there was like more like originality amongst y'all. Like, unfortunately, this happens every single guest, and it's quite annoying. You know, truly. I'm gonna thank a couple people real quick. Hey, Paperclip, thank you so much for the 10 euros over on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you so much, Paperclip. Show some love to Paperclip down below. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then same thing to you, Chris. Thank you so much for the 50 Canadian dollars over on YouTube as well. Thank you so very much for that love, Chris. Chris with the 50 Canadian dollars says, no wonder the last guest follows so many bot accounts. No real women would go in 100 meters of him. Right? Thank you so much for that love, Chris. And the absolute truth nuke. Let's get 500 Chris W's down below in that chat. I really appreciate you so much for that love and support, man. Same thing to you, Hala, over on Venmo. You asked me not to say your name, so I'm not going to read the message. Just know that I appreciate you. And then Kirsten, thank you so much for the $40 donation on Venmo. He says, been listening but hadn't commented. I'm 44, maybe not your core demo. We work so hard for 5 kids and are still in a very tough financial spot. Got a generous tip at work and wanted to pay it forward. Appreciate the facts and snark. Spice feels necessary. Well, I really appreciate you so much for that love, Kirsten. That's very kind of you. I'm going to go ahead and refund that donation because, you know, you're voicing the fact that you're in a tough financial spot. I don't want you to be in a worse financial spot because you chose to donate to the stream. But just know that I really do appreciate you, Kirsten. I'm going to go ahead and send a refund on that right now. And huge shout out to you and huge shout out to your family. I really appreciate you so much for your kindness. And no need to pay that forward. And if there was a need to pay it forward, then guess what? I'm going to pay it forward back to you. I would also like to quickly thank Amy for the $5. Thank you so much for that love. Then Tamar, thank you so much for the $5. And then Jada, thank you for the $10 as well, who says, I really enjoy your debates. Oh, and thank you so much, Jada. I appreciate you so much for the $10. Quickly, we do have a couple people to thank over on PayPal. Thank you so much to Joe for the $10, who says, completely off topic, but who's your favorite DC character? Batman, of course. Lisa, thank you for the $10, who says, you're awesome, being admire your work. Thank you so much. And then Caroline, thank you so much for the $20 over on PayPal. And Daniel with the $20. Thank you so much, Caroline and Daniel. Show some love to Caroline and Daniel down below. Let's get 200 Daniel W's, 200 Caroline W's. Caroline says, that last guy was disgusting. Please take care of yourself and stay safe. That pig even laughed. Yeah, that guy was really fucking disgusting. Then Daniel with the 20 says, keep up the great work, Dean. Dean, you are the only reason why I found my voice and stand against this injustice instead of keeping my head down. Fuck yes, man. That is a really big reason why I love what we do here, because these streams are able to politically activate people that were never politically active before. And I love that so fucking much. And then one more here, Alicia. Thank you so much for the $30 over on PayPal. Dude, you guys are going crazy today. Thank you all so much for the kindness. Alicia says, here's some Bev money. It's only getting more ridiculous. You and Parker help keep me sane. Thank you for all that you do, from Alicia. Well, I'll make sure I spend that on a Bev. Might get a nice bottle of wine. Thank you so much. And then Max, thank you for the $15 as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're all caught up. Go ahead and take it away, Mr. Chris. Hopefully you're done crashing out.
Crashing out, man. I've only just begun, because here's what I really have a contention with you on.
So true.
Why do we have to argue about everything that we talk about through the lens and through the zeitgeist of Trump? Because that's not necessarily tangential to our, refutations.
Okay, so here's the thing. We actually don't have to argue about everything through the lens of Trump. But we are arguing about Trump.
Then let's do that, please. Let's do that. Let's argue about something else on the principle of those principles alone.
Yeah, as soon as you can see that your support as soon as you can see that your support for Trump is indefensible.
I can see my support for Donald Trump. He's indefensible, and he probably touched children, dude.
Okay, so you're not a Trump supporter.
Let's talk about something else.
But why do you support incest, Dean?
I don't support incest. Good question.
What is this clip?
Not a clip of me saying that I support incest. I can explain to you what it is.
Oh, you gotta hide that, huh? You gotta hide that.
I'll just tell you what the clip is, idiot. I'll just tell you what the clip is, idiot. 3 years ago when I started debating, I ran the topic, why do you think being gay is wrong? And then somebody who was homophobic and admittedly a better debater than I was came up onto the live and was able to force me in a position where I either had to concede that it's wrong to be gay,
you in a position,
or that incest should be legal. Not moral, but legal. And at the time I was a bad debater. I went with incest being legal over gay being wrong. Never thought incest was okay or should be legal. Still don't. And I'm significantly better at debating today.
Not what it was
never
about,
fall
Dean.
for such a trick.
It was about the morality of incest. Do you recall that?
No, it wasn't. It was about the
Oh
legality.
no! I mean,
Listen,
I'm pretty sure that's what.
I understand that you came up here to, win a debate, then you lost, and now you're crashing out. I'm happy that you no longer support Trump, but just because you're not a Trump supporter doesn't mean that you don't have a brain. We're going to go and move on to the next guest, guys. Only up inside of that queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box right now. Someone in the chat says, lol, he kicked him. Bro, of course. Yes, we kick people that don't support Trump. Like, hello? Like, dude, holy fucking shit. If somebody come up here and comes up on the stream and says, oh, like, dude, I love you. And they're like a really cool guy or gal, a really big fan. I'll kick him too. I'll be like, hey, I love you too. But, guess what? We're only looking for Trump supporters, so I got to move on. Okay, so you could like imagine, okay, that when we have somebody come up here and they say, oh, I don't support Trump. Did you support incest, you crazy motherfucker? Lies, 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 lies. Okay. Yeah, you could bet your last dollar that I will kick them too. Teddy, welcome in. Do you support Trump? Hello? Okay, Teddy's not here. Let's go ahead and get the next guest loaded up into the box. Yeah, we're muted. Okay, still looking for that next guest. Still looking for that next guest. By the way, folks, we only have around another 12 minutes on live. Unfortunately, I do have to end a lot earlier today than most days to go see my grandparents. One of my grandmas is not doing too well. She's unfortunately dying. She has throat cancer that's made its way to her liver. She can't really walk anymore. And likely has a couple weeks to live, so I'm going to go spend some time with her. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box right now. What's up, Rascal? Do you support Trump?
Yeah, just how you support incest.
Okay. So, funny. Do you have an argument for why Trump is a good president? Listen, this is, oh yeah, he left. Yeah, that's been, your playbook for like the last 3 years. It's funny because out of all the shit that you throw on the wall, that you attempt to get to stick against me, it never works because you're always wrong. like it's because you're a Trump supporter, by the way. It's like the same thing, the same values that leads you to being wrong about Trump, okay, are what leads you to being wrong about me. It's like, bro, if you want to come up here and criticize me, at least criticize me with something that's true. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
What's up? How do you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I did ask you for your age though. How old are you?
Oh, 18, my bad.
What year were you born in?
2007, bro.
And what time is it?
2:45.
So you're in the middle of the Pacific Ocean?
I'm in England, bro.
Okay. It's 2:45 in the morning.
Yeah, type shit.
Get out of here. Go to bed. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box right now. We got R2 loading up in. Alexis, thank you so much for the $5 over on Super Chat. Who says, I understand, man. I lost my son to cancer. Welcome in, man. Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
All right, give me one moment. Alexis with the 5 says, I lost my son to cancer. It's been a tough battle, but smiles are the best medicine. I'm so sorry to hear that, Alexis. I appreciate you so much for the $5. Yeah, guy, dude, I don't know what it is. There's just been a lot of death recently. So, I mean, we had to put down the family dog like last month. Today, I got a call from one of my very best friends. And he told me that one of his really good friends that I had just met on a couple occasions died 3 days ago just from a random seizure. Oh my God. And now one of my grandparents is, come down with pretty bad cancer. And then my girlfriend's grandma also only has a couple weeks to live. Like, oh my goodness. It's a big reminder of my own mortality. Leslie, thank you for the $10. Who says, my condolences to you and your family. My mom's been battling cancer for a couple of years. It sucks so much. Wishing you and your family lots of love and peace. Well, same to you and yours, Leslie. I wish that, we were more focused on doing something about it. Shan, I thank you. I appreciate you so much for the $10 over on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you so much for that love. We're all caught up over there. I think that we have a couple people to thank over on Venmo and PayPal, and then we'll be able to hop into that next debate. Hey, Leah, I appreciate you so much for the $20, who says, so sorry about your grandma. You have so much empathy. I really appreciate what you do. Well, I appreciate you for your condolences. And I appreciate you for your kind words. Same thing to you, Lion of God. Thank you for the $10. Noreen, thank you for the $2. Sarah, thank you so much for the $5 to support the Griff. And then Mr. Matthew, thank you so much for the $50 on Venmo, who says, this is so you could get some rest. I've been listening to you all day, and I give you props, dude, how insane these guests have been. Love you, man. Oh, man, I want the love in the world too, Matthew. The guests have been pretty crazy today. Let's get 500 Matthew W's down below, who says, how did you meet
500
Parker?
Matthew W's, let's go.
For real. Through a mutual friend, actually, Matthew. And then Michael, thank you for the $20. Who says, Dean, did you see the look on Marco's face last night when Trump said he ended 8 wars? No. Was he laughing at him? I wouldn't doubt it. Because he knows that he's lying. He knows that he's lying, man. We're all caught up on Venmo. A couple people to thank on PayPal real quick. First and foremost, Caroline. I appreciate you for the $20. She says, use this to buy something nice for your grandma. I got my aunt a cuddle blanket when she had cancer. The Brit was wrong, by the way. Germany, it's almost 2. So the UK, it's almost 1 a.m. Why did he lie about that? Thank you for the $20, Caroline. And then SJ, thank you so much for the $10 to saying just sending love in general. Thank you so much for that support, SJ. And then Emily, thank you for the $20 as well, who says, what is your take on people who say we need to stop making the Epstein files political? My take is that it's necessarily a political topic. Love your channel. Well, I'd imagine that what people mean when they say we need to stop making them political is like saying that we only care about the Republicans or only care about the Democrats. I agree with that take. And I don't really know what else could be known by that statement. Maybe if you want to expand. And then Lindsay, thank you for the $20. Who says, just because of everything that you do. Love from Lindsay. Well, love to you, and thank you so much for the support. Let's get 200 Lindsay W's down below. Thank you. Go to take it away, man. Tell us why you support Trump.
Because I don't know, but I love being here, bro. Dean, you're a GOAT. Appreciate what you do, bro.
Man, you have a good rest of your day, dude. Shout out to you.
You too, bro.
he's not a Trump supporter. All right. Oh my God. I'm so happy. I am so happy that you got exposed as the disgusting person you are, KP. You know, somebody clipped the conversation that you were having with me when you attempted to convince the world that I'm a predator. And now it has hundreds of thousands of views, maybe close to 100,000 likes. And I'm just happy that the world knows who you are.
Oh my gosh. Hold on.
That's all I really wanted to share with you. I have nothing else to say to you. Nothing else at all, KP. Not a word, not a syllable. Let's go ahead and move on to the next guest. LDS member. It's rare we get to talk to a Mormon. We got a Mormon loading up, folks. Hello. Do you support Trump? Mormon. Are you with us? I don't think the Mormon's with us. Unfortunate. Goodbye, Mormon. We got Donovan Stewart connecting to the live. All right, they left too. We only have 4 minutes left. Honestly, I may just kind of hang out with you guys. Yeah, I think that we're just going to do a Q&A for the last 4 minutes of the stream, just because we have so little. If you want to ask a question, feel free to ask it in the chat. If you want a significantly higher likelihood that I'll see your question, you could ask it on Venmo or PayPal in the link tree in my bio, pin message on YouTube, or at the top of the phone screen. Like Brianna, thank you so much for the $10. She says, get something for your grandma and your girlfriend's grandma. You both have my support. Yeah, man, it's a sad time, you know. We kind of got in the news first that her grandma was on her way out. So I was kind of like gearing up and expecting to be able to be there for her. But now that I've learned that my grandma's also on the way out, you know, we're going to have to be there for each other, man. It's going to be a rough little bit. I appreciate you for the $10. Where's Momo? Oh, she's downstairs probably. I did shut my door before I went live today. She burritoed herself up into one of my jackets before I went live. It was really cute and really funny. I love Momo so much. Who else do we have here? Leah, thank you so much for the $20 over on Venmo. I just read your message. Thank you so much for the love, Leah. And then Shannon, thank you so much for the 5. No, dude, we're supposed to be doing like like a short little Q&A. No one's even asking the questions. Y'all are just demanding that I bring Momo at once. Devonna with a $3 Canadian says, can you debate your parents on live one day? I've considered it. I don't think so. I don't think so. I'll leave that to the necessary conversation. Lobby, thank you for the $1 on Venmo to call Laser an idiot. Laser, you were an idiot. Purple Panda, thank you so much for the $10, who said, spoil it for me. What happened with... Are they here? Okay, I'll be off in 30 seconds. Purple Panda, I appreciate you for the $10, who says, what happened with KP? Well, to keep it short, she tried to compare me saying the N-word at 14 to Donald Trump raping children. Allegedly raping children. Now, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream for the night, guys. I really appreciate everyone so much for showing up. Go ahead and hit that follow button on TikTok on your way out. Drop a sub over on YouTube. Drop a like on the stream. I will see you all tomorrow. And once again, if this stream wasn't as good today as it usually is, I do apologize. Like I said, guys, I'm so tired. I haven't slept in 2 days. I don't know what's been going on. I've been so much more stressed out than usual, and it's just been hard to get any sleep at all. So hopefully I'll be able to fix that tonight. But you guys take care. Peace, love, and good night.